Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Welcome to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston. Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane. Here are Peter and Anthony with Sports 56 Mornings.
What up, everybody? What's going on? What up? What up? What up? What's happening? Jackfruit! It's a jackfruit food. There are certain things that make me laugh every time. And
yeah, jackfruit gets me every time.
Jackfruit every when you, especially when you say it's a jackfruit fool, that cracks me up every time.
Imagine being a piece of fruit that was given the not even asked for responsibility of serving as a bone inside of a veggie chicken wing. Like jackfruit never asked for that, man. But like he was just thrust into that criticism he's going to get.
It's the ultimate. It's the ultimate jackfruit. It is very much a jackfruit.
It's terrible.
Oh, awful. Well, welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We are thrilled that you are with us here on Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5, and all that good stuff. My name is Peter Edmiston. He is Anthony Sane. We got Zach Boyd, who we will talk about in just a little bit. I can promise you that. But Zach is on the other side. I got some Zoom issues. I'm just fixing it now, so I'll join you guys in the chat.
Good to go.
Just a second. My laptop. My laptop is where I run my Zoom. I got two screen. I got like a whole thing happening here in my office. I got a whole nerve center. I got two computers. I got the whole works going and everything. And so, but my one laptop is just not one to cooperate with me today. So I think I'm good. I think I got it squared away now. In any event, this is what we're going to do for the next 3 hours, and we're thrilled that you are with us on what should be a nice morning. Although I got to tell you, it's a little bit on the cold side out there. And tonight, just FYI, for those of you that are big plant people, I know Sane is a huge plant guy. I know you got plants everywhere. I know you're just a big horticulturalist, as they like to say. We could have some frost tonight, so watch out. If you have some sensitive vegetation that's outside, bring that stuff in because we could actually have our first frost in a while tonight. So just FYI.
Sounds like a good sleep to me, man.
You got any beautiful roses?
No, I ain't got none of that.
Hibiscus or anything that you got?
I just hope it kills the crickets, man. Hope it's cold enough to kill the crickets. That's all I wanted to do.
Why you want to kill the crickets, man? Why don't you just drive them somewhere else? That will kill. All those crickets are doing is looking for some loving, and that's what's wrong with that.
How long do it take to get some, though, man? I mean, do you need all night long?
Ask Zach.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Might take years and years.
Yeah,
they might be on a very dry patch for a very long time.
Got a Zach update too, man. He's
I can't wait for the Zach update. Yeah. You got an early voting update for us, which I'm excited about. We've got I got a Wienermobile update, which I'm excited about. I had a very eventful day yesterday. It's something else that happened. I don't even know. I think I might have texted y'all about it. Yeah, man. I was in man. Just there's a lot happening here, which I'm excited about. Of course, today, as you know, for those that listen here in the Family Leisure Studios, we're gonna welcome our buddy Adam Kramer in. We're gonna talk a ton of college football with Kramer coming up at 8:00. Kari Thompson joins at 9 to talk all sorts of shenanigans and nonsense, and some preps too, but mostly shenanigans and nonsense. So he'll join us at 9:00. You can join us as well anytime you want. You can text us at 67129. That's the First Bank text line. We'd love to hear from you. 67129 on the First Bank text line. You can also hit us up on the First Bank phone line, 360-8255, 901-360-8255. You can chat whenever you watch us on the video stream of your on the platform of your choosing. whether that's Periscope, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, whatever it may be. We got you, and you are good to go. So please feel free to jump in on any of those chats. It comes right to us. We love to hear what you have to say. We love to see it. So please do all of that. Now, that being said, we got to welcome in the third member of the team before we do anything else. I'm gonna roll through pretty quickly here the things that he is not. He is not the mayor of Westwood, not even close. He's not even allowed at Westwood, for that matter. Not without special dispensation from Mayor Mike, including rib tips, rice, wings, a whole lot more. If he delivers that whole package, then he can go back to Westwood at least once or twice. He is not the Prince of Whitehaven. Not at all. He is not the only ordained deacon on the Memphis airwaves.
Yeah.
He is not the Maven of Clean Shaven. Not at all. Not anymore. At one time he was, but not anymore.
Very short. Wow.
Short-lived. It was a beautiful time, but it's over now. He's not that. That's for sure. What he is, well, is so many things. He's the Blundertaker. That we know.
Yeah.
Even Zach has to laugh at that one. He is Carl Alone. Two all-timers from the Texters this week. Fantastic. He is Darth Tater, Cute Skywalker, Sweet P3O. That much we know from the Star Wars universe. Princess Never Gonna Lay Ya.
Good God.
He is Scrooge McDuck, who doesn't give up.
Yeah.
Well, you know. He's the Marquis de Broccoli. He's the Viceroy of Bok Choy. He's Charles Barley. He's Kale Kuzma. He's Feta World Peace.
Jay Chowder.
Jay Chowder. Russell Westbrook. What else is he, Anthony?
It was another wrestling we said yesterday. I can't remember what it is for nothing.
Oh, yeah. What was it? Oh, man.
It's pretty funny, too. Can't remember. John
John Bina.
John Bina. Yeah. He's also the Lord of the Wrong Chord, the Glutton of the Wrong Button, the Master of Unair Disaster, the Drake of Unair Mistakes.
How about Romaine Reigns?
I like that. Romaine Reigns. Oh, man. Health Rollins. Yeah, man. He's the on-air surgeon who is updated to probably being a virgin. I think that's all I got.
Woo!
Oh, I do got an update on Zach. Zach has a haircut, but it's not bald. And I've discovered that yesterday. He got a haircut.
What?
Yeah.
You got a haircut but not bald?
And he brought it to my attention. I didn't even notice it. Like, of course, I wouldn't. If he had his hat off, I would have noticed, of course. But if you look, even if you look at the live stream, you can look when he dips his head down.
Yeah,
you
I
can see his
the
neck.
back.
Yeah, you can see his neck is.
Yeah,
it's fairly bare.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a name for that.
If I see, I'm glad you told me that. If I'd seen that, I would have thought maybe he went back to Maven and Clean Shaven. Maybe.
Nah, he's
because that is the one that you can reclaim that title, Zach. You can reclaim the Maven and Clean Shaven. That is out there for you. You can do that.
Yeah.
You can get right back in there. It's right there for you. You can go. You just grab that brass ring. You're good to go, man. Ladies and gentlemen, he is all those things and more. Truly America's soy toy, and the most popular producer in all of Memphis radio, maybe world radio, frankly. He is none other than Zach Boy. Woo! Zach, what up?
What's going on, guys?
Man, it's good. It's your world today, man.
I'm just glad it's Friday, man.
It really is.
I'm just happy that today is Friday. I have a weekend to look forward to.
Yeah. What you got playing this weekend?
I don't know.
Watching college football. That's all you got playing.
watching NFL football, college
Exactly.
football. Yeah, it's the normal stuff, but it's soothing to me because I don't have to get up 4 o'clock in the morning.
Soothing.
I don't have to wake up at 4 o'clock.
People don't usually enjoy like football as soothing, like a nice hot bath is soothing, or like some nice soft music is soothing, but football is usually not soothing. But hey, I mean, teach.
Hey, whatever works for you, man.
Whatever works for you, and whatever doesn't work for you, Zach. That's the situation. Well, welcome in, Zach. Why didn't you just go ahead and shave your head?
I don't know. Like I don't know. I have like different impulses. So sometimes like I will go bald. Sometimes I'll just cut it like low, not all the way bald.
The LeBron joint.
Yeah, like I just
LeBron postseason pre-treatment cut.
Well, see, the difference between me and LeBron is that I actually went bald and actually kept it super low to where it's, it looks neat. Actually,
Yeah,
looks neat and
go ahead
looks clean.
and take your hat off, Zach.
No, it's too cold. It's cold.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
I'm cold.
Yeah. Go ahead. You're cold. Yeah.
I'm cold,
You
man.
take it off for just a second. You can take it up just a second. No big deal.
I'm cold.
There you go, Zach. Proud of you, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we
All right.
see you, man.
It's
Okay.
just a low cut. That's all. That's all I was
Okay.
looking
Yeah.
for.
It's all
all right.
good.
Okay.
Just a low
Okay.
cut.
You're getting closer.
You're almost there, man.
We're getting closer. We're almost there. I'm proud of you, though. That's baby steps. Baby steps.
Yeah.
Good work.
Sure.
All right. Anthony saying yesterday while Zach was getting his hair cut.
Actually,
you were out-
that was Wednesday.
How
That was
much?
not yesterday.
Wednesday.
How much did the peer pressure we put on you the other day, and me telling you that I was embarrassed to see you get? I was actually disappointed. In you, man. I wasn't embarrassed at all. I know Gabe hates when I tell him I'm disappointed, but I really was disappointed to see you get your ordination to be a deacon and you didn't have a haircut, and that bothered me. How much did that affect you getting your haircut the other day, Zach?
None, actually. It's not because I have like a timetable in my, well, not necessarily a timetable, but it's like I will go like a few months without a haircut, and then after like a month or a couple of months, I start I started like, okay, like I might need to get a haircut, but I don't feel like getting a haircut.
So that should happen after about a week or so, not months.
No,
actually.
well, no.
Your trigger factor for that should happen before months, just to let you know. Zach, okay, man, that's it, man. All right, Peter, what were you saying, man?
Let's get down to it. I say,
Yeah, man,
but
I
I
don't
get down
have
to
time
you.
for this,
You went and performed the civic duty.
Yeah.
Yesterday, and you did. How was your experience out there on the streets yesterday in Shelby County? We broke the single day record for early voting. 27,000 people early voted. Just over 27,000. That's a new single day record, and coming on the second day is particularly notable. So the turnout is huge, which is great for our democracy, and so huge in fact that Anthony Sane is doing this for the first time since 2008. What was that like out there?
Yeah, man. Like I said, I felt obligated to vote this time around. I hadn't voted since 2008. That wasn't something I was ashamed of, but it was something I knew I needed to change for this particular election. But when I say that, I'm totally disconnected from politics. Like when people are talking politics, it's like Charlie Brown sitting in class in the Peanuts cartoons. Like I don't know what you're talking about. Like you can say whoever's name, I don't know who you are, I don't know who they are. It's all just foreign to me. So whenever I experience things like yesterday, there were things that probably weren't meant to be funny that were extremely funny to me. I'm talking about I literally had tears in my eyes, crying, laughing at some of the things I was witnessing yesterday. And the main thing that had me laughing was, and everyone who's listening is probably already aware of this situation, but keep in mind it's new to me. It's a gentleman by the name of something DeBerry. What's his name?
Yeah. Walter DeBerry?
I think that's his name. Walter DeBerry. So, yeah, we're going to call him Walter. So, I don't know what he was running for, but you know how you have these people who are working as campaign people, right? So, they're either paid or John DeBerry. John DeBerry, that's right. All right, so you have people who are either volunteered or paid staff that are part of his campaign team. And their job may be as simple as just passing out a flyer with his name on it or
Right.
saying vote for John DeBerry or whatever. So I'm in line behind this cool couple that's in front of me. They're probably in their early 20s. One of the guys is an artist. I'm not sure what his girlfriend did, but they were just kind of artsy, eclectic-looking people that I was talking to where we went to the wrong door. Shout out to Mississippi Boulevard Church, who were great hosts for the early voting as well. So we're walking in line, and we see this lady who's like, John DeBerry, vote for John DeBerry. So I'm like, okay, I've heard this name before. I don't really know who this guy is, but okay, whatever. And I wasn't trying to be rude, but I told the lady, I was like, I said, ma'am, I don't mean any harm, but I don't want to hold anything while I'm in line. Like I don't want my hands to be occupied while I'm standing in this line for however long I may be standing there. And I know that came off as a jerk to her, but I was like, I'm sorry, I don't want your flyer. So she's going on this spill about John DeBerry. She's like, don't believe none of these posters. That poster across the street, that's fake. So she draws my eyes to something that I wouldn't have noticed if she hadn't said anything about it. But she said something about this poster that's fake. So I said, I want to see the fake poster. And the poster is an obvious Photoshop of him and current President Donald Trump together with Make America Great Again across the bottom. And it's clear that Donald Trump was in the picture, but the picture of him is like horrible. Like he's all scrunched up. Like he's not, like his proportion is wrong. And it's a picture of him and Trump. So that was the funniest thing in the world to me. She said that that's not really real. She said that she pointed me to this poster of him that's not the real thing. And then she passes out this flyer that says, she was like, don't believe the posters. Don't believe nothing you see. I'm telling you, he's a Democrat. And she passes out this flyer that's obviously made by the Democratic Party that's got all the people you should vote for that are Democrats, right? Then on the back it has all the Republicans. And it's got Donald Trump, Vice President, and then it's got this DeBerry guy like up there with them. And then it's got other people that are like in Trump's party. Like they're like cabinet members. And it's got John DeBerry also in the picture as well. Handed to me by a lady who said, don't believe anything that you see. But she's the one who handed me this flyer. So at this point, man, I'm crying because obviously she's on the lower tier of the campaign team. She's somebody.
Yeah, clearly she might need to.
Yeah, she didn't really get the. She's not like she's not DeBerry's like ace. Like she's like one of those people that she's just Sister Mildred. She got a good heart.
Team.
Yeah, she got a good heart. She'll stand out here all day long, and this then turned into pretty much a shouting contest between his people and the people for what's the guy's name? It's a black guy, real smooth dude, had a nice suit on. A younger guy, Tory Harris was his name.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. So his campaign team, they pulled up, and then it's like a shouting contest between his people and their people. I was like, man, this is the craziest stuff in the world. Because here's my thinking. Like, keep in mind, I'm totally disconnected from politics. I don't know anything about it. I don't get it. I understand people get into it and they use it like gang wars, like it's us versus y'all and whatever. But if I'm a person who's headed to a poll, help me understand the purpose of the campaign people being there at the polls. Because I can't see myself being, man, I have no clue who I'm going to vote for. Oh, thank you, random lady that just saw this line. You really shifted my mind on where my vote is going to be for today. I really appreciate you all being here. I mean, it just seems like an ultimate waste of resources to me. Like somebody's either paying these people or somebody's using sweat equity, using their time to come out here and promote a candidate. But I'm like, okay, if I come to vote, don't I already know who I'm voting for? You know what I mean? Like all that just seems. Of course, you might get a couple people who are just all right, whatever. I'll vote for whoever you say. But I just don't. All of that seems so weird to me. But the lady was saying, just don't tell you. Look, don't pay attention to that you see. Don't tell you. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Like, how you tell me don't pay attention to something that you're passing me out something saying that the man is a Republican? And I'm like, oh, all right, so. Hence my
I can say, I mean, I've seen people, standing, I do all the poll worker type stuff, and everyone just standing there being and out in front, and there's like you can't be within, I forget the number, but you can't have.
Oh, it was insane.
There's a certain amount of space where you can't be within the polling location, but since the lines are so long now, people are stretching out to beyond those limits.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, you're seeing them, people talking. I mean, I agree with you. Like, I'm not really, I'm not open to be swayed. By the time I get to the poll,
I pretty much know what I'm gonna do.
My mind is made up. So I'm good. But when I'm standing in line, I'm not standing in line like, man, what am I gonna?
Man, somebody please
go
just sway me.
Oh, just somebody.
Send me a sign, Lord.
A sign.
Yeah.
Like I knew today I was gonna vote, but I didn't know what I was gonna vote for or who I was gonna vote for. But today I was gonna vote.
Right.
Like,
and I understand. Like,
by the time you get there, like all you want to do at that point is just argue. Like I mean, it's silliness. But you know, people have done it for years. So apparently,
man.
There must be some value to it.
I need to see documentation that there's
people
actual
wouldn't
value
do
in
it.
Because I'm not. I
don't know how you could possibly document it. But
I understand that there are people who get paid for these type of things, and I'm assuming that 90% of the people you see out there are not getting paid. But there's still a resource. It's somebody's time being put into doing that. And they're standing outside all day long. And it's hot, whatever. It might be raining, whatever. I'm like, okay, bro, like, what is the point of this? This is the craziest thing in the world. And then this lady clearly doesn't have a good, informative grasp of what she's doing because the way that she presented the situation made it look even more ridiculous than what it already was. That people were, they're on this D-Bear guy, they're like, I don't know nothing about this guy, but like they're creating this thing where they're saying that he was kicked out of the Democratic Party or something. I was like, what does that even mean? But
anyway,
he
was, I think he was kicked out.
Like, what does that mean? Like, I don't know. What do you mean you were kicked out of the Democratic Party?
He couldn't run as a Democrat, I think. So he ran.
So what are the requirements for you to run as a Democrat? Like, who determines if you're a Democrat or not?
I mean, if you're a you have to be. You have to follow. I mean, I think there's a platform that you have to sort of adhere to some extent. If you venture too far away from that, then I think it was just, I don't know how the voting out process works.
Right.
But there was somebody who brought up the fact that he has a lot of views that were not in keeping with the norm there.
Okay.
So I think he was voted out and was independent or something. So.
But man, if you would have saw this flyer, if you would have saw the propaganda that was on this flyer, man, you've been dying because it was.
Well, some of these flyers are particularly rough. It's I've seen a few. And, that's
but shout out to that lady that was out there, man. Who,
yeah, man. Vote. Let's get out there.
But I enjoyed it, man. I was in and out in about 30 minutes. And it probably would have been shorter than that, but it was something going on with my address where they couldn't find my address in the system, so they had to make some phone calls.
I mean, I'm glad you're able to do it. I think folks, for the most part, you should be able to get in and out. I'm not saying it's gonna be quick, but relatively.
This is relatively quick. Seriously.
Relatively quick. There'll probably be lines, but I suspect they'll be moving pretty quickly. Go ahead and get it
out
taken
there.
care of.
Felt good.
Get out there and vote. Early vote. Vote early. Do not vote often. No, only vote once. Vote early, and get it done. We're going to talk about that. Yesterday also, very exciting. I was over to Overton Park, and the Wienermobile was there. It's very exciting. That's why I posted a picture up, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. Zach, I apologize for being so excited about meat-based product. Purveyors of meat services that were out there, but
you don't have to apologize to me.
There's something about my somebody I don't know. Insane, you're my age, same age. The Wienermobile, like you grew up with the Oscar Mayer commercials and the Wienermobile driving around, and there's something about it. I don't know. I haven't seen the real Wienermobile in many, many years, and I felt like I was about 12 years old. It was maybe even like 8 years old. I don't know. It was very exciting. Like I was like, it's the Wienermobile, and just flipped out. Like I did. Like I was. I don't ever get like starstruck, but I got starstruck. I got starstruck by the Wienermobile. Like it was just, I wanted to follow this thing around and see what was going on. I want to get inside. I want to drive the thing around. I don't know if you know this or not. The Wienermobile has some sweet leather, like Hulk Hogan looking red and yellow leather seats inside. It looks like what Hulk Hogan would have as his seats of choice. They're red and yellow leather with like a giant hot dog on the dash, like customized interior that seats 6. I mean, you could have a hell of a party in the Wienermobile, and I got wiener whistles for the kids and for my wife.
Were they pre-blown? Have you considered that?
No.
How you know somebody else's mouth ain't already been on?
Because they're in shrink wrap. You have to unwrap them.
I'm so surprised that you did any of this stuff, being that you're the maven of.
Dude, I was outside the whole time. Outside. No, you guys are you mischaracterize what I take normal precautions, but I'm not just gonna hole up. I'm not a hermit. I won't just hole up in the house. If it's outside, We went out with some friends that were some of my son's friends that were on fall break, and we all went to Overton Park, which is outside, large outdoor area. It's properly spaced. Masks. I was masked when I went up to the Wienermobile, but no one was around me when I took my picture, so it's just me and the Wienermobile.
Shout out. I'm surprised you left the house.
Dude, I leave the house not infrequently. Like, I leave the house from time to time.
What's your take on Oscar Mayer spelling and the whole Mandela effect around it?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
You aware of this Mayer all your life?
Yeah, that one doesn't Mandela affect me. The Berenstain Bears one's the one that kills me.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm absolutely certain that there's a Mandela effect.
The one that got me was what's the preacher's name? They call him America's pastor. What's his name?
Oh, who are you talking about? Wait,
you know what I'm talking about, bro.
Billy Graham?
Billy Graham. There was the Mandela effect saying that there are people that say they remember him dying and the funeral being on television. Like I 100% remember that happening. But I see he's alive.
Billy Graham's not alive.
Well, he didn't die when I thought he died.
Yeah, he didn't. He may not die when you.
That's a Gene Wilder one out there that kind of messes me up too. Because it seems like I remember Gene Wilder dying way before he actually died. It's a John Goodman. When people thought he died, he's alive as hell.
No, I don't. Those don't do anything. That doesn't do anything for me. What does do? There's a product called Harvest Crisps that I could swear was called Snap Peas at one point, and now I don't know. Now it just says Harvest Crisps, and I could have sworn that the label said Snap Peas. I don't know if it ever did or not.
Yeah, it's some weird stuff that our brains can do, man.
The brain is a weird thing, man. The brain can do some weird shape changing and shifting and all that sort of thing. So. We're gonna talk about the brain coming up. We're gonna talk about a whole lot more on a man. There's a million things to get to. A very busy day. Major League Baseball as the Braves bounce back in style from getting thwonked by the Dodgers to do it right back to them. The Astros with a spectacular ending to the game, a called shot from Carlos Correa brings them one step closer to overcoming a 3-0 series lead. We'll talk about that. College football, obviously, on the horizon. A ton of NBA news yesterday. A very busy day in the offseason for the NBA. We'll discuss all of that. So plenty of that when we return on a chilly. It's about 46 degrees out there, so you may want to have a light jacket when you head out. Going to be a beautiful day, though. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5.
Memphis Tiger fans, catch the Blue and Gray Show with John Stacey and Drew Barrett, Sunday nights from 5 till 7, right here on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
Hey Tennessee, sports betting is almost here, and FanDuel Sportsbook is giving you an exclusive offer to get started. Right now, FanDuel Sportsbook is giving users $50 in free site credit to register and verify early, no deposit required. FanDuel is America's #1 sports betting site for a reason. They've got odds on all the biggest sports in a simple, intuitive app that makes it easy to find the bet you're looking for, then lock it in. And unlike other sportsbooks, once you win, FanDuel gets you your cash in as little as 24 hours. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and check out their fantastic app for yourself. Just be sure to sign up and register using promo code CASH so they know we sent you when you verify your account, and you'll receive $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live. That's promo code CASH to get $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live.
21 plus in present Tennessee. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. Gambling problem? Call Redline 1-800-889-9789.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867
What's up, Memphis? This is former Memphis kicker Steven Gostkowski. I know you've heard of Platinum Jewelers by now. You've heard from former Grizzly Mike Miller and my man D'Angelo Williams tell you about them. Now take it from me, a 2-time Super Bowl champ. Platinum Jewelers is the best in the business. When it's time for jewelry, make sure you give Platinum Jewelers a look before you buy.
Platinum Jewelers has a brand new location in Germantown at 9387 Poplar Avenue. Visit them or at 545 Perkins Extended in East Memphis or online at platinumjewelers.com.
Golfers, are you looking to play like a pro without traveling the world? Just come to Golf and Games Family Park, 5484 Summer Avenue. Golf and Games has the Top Tracer range system. Top Tracer gathers all your golfing data, distance, carry, ball speed, and more. Or choose a virtual course like Pebble Beach, St. Andrews, and Spyglass. Bring your friends and family to transform and enhance the range experience for golfers and non-golfers alike. Plus, it's fun. Top Tracer range at Golf and Games, 5484 Summer Avenue. Play like a pro.
Lowe's has a brand new flooring showroom filled with all types of floors. Scratch-resistant floors for toddlers and their toys. Easy-to-clean carpets for canines. Stain-resistant floors for scrumptious suppers. Even floors for yogis finding out how flexible they are. There's floors for all. And they're all at Lowe's. Book now and have yours installed by the holidays. Install available, in-store only. Holiday install applies to basic install and subject to date restrictions, installer, and product availability. See Lowe's.com for details and licensing. Contiguous U.S. only.
Hi, folks. Good news for bargain hunters and bandits from the Chevy Sheriff in Collierville. It's Western Trading Days at Sunrise Chevy. Over 500 Chevys and used cars in stock just in time for the Sunrise Low Price Rodeo. Factory rebates up to $7,500. Sunrise discounts high as $8,000. And don't forget, Sunrise specializes in secondary financing. Need a good body shop? Bring it to Sunrise. We work on all makes and models. Remember, you can bring your Chevy to Sunrise for service no matter where you bought it. Buy American and buy from Sunrise. Find new roads to the Sunrise Chevy Ranch. 385 in Houston Levy and Collierville. Chevys cost less at Sunrise, partner.
Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Sports 56 traffic.
We're working a crash on Austin P Highway at Yale Road. That's Austin P Highway at Yale Road. Also, we have a crash on New Horn Lake Road south of I-55. That's New Horn Lake south of I-55. A crash on Lamar Avenue south of Barron Avenue. And also, right lane is closed on I-40 eastbound from, to Mountain City Road. That's towards the way station in Arkansas. So, right lane is closed on I-40 eastbound to Mountain City Road towards the way station. And that's your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
It's a Funky Friday here. Everybody knows no parking on the dance floor. Zach, you seem like the kind of person that would park on the dance floor.
No, I'm the type of dude that stands by the wall, man. I let y'all have it.
You don't even get on the dance floor.
Just let y'all have it, man. Like y'all,
you just not gonna park.
No, ain't
parking.
Jack, you gotta get on
I'm
the
not parking nothing, man.
Gotta get on the dance floor, man. The highlights of my young adult life were the adventures that happened on the dance floor. That's one of my highlights.
Oh, man, I was out there on the dance floor getting it.
No surprise. Peter, I made some assumptions about you since I've been doing this show with you, since I've known you as a friend.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I don't know how I can say this, how I can put this out there. I'm trying to see how I can say this in code.
All right. Go ahead.
Maybe we'll talk about this off the air.
Give me. I'm just curious. Give me a little clue as to what you're.
It seems to me that you've dibbled and dabbed into the melanated waters of life. You've had your curiosities about.
Yeah, that may be true.
Yeah. Some of the stuff you say just kind of sets off those alarms. It's like Peter might be. Man, a little melanated madness in his mind.
We had some, life experiences. Saying, it's,
Right.
you go through.
Yeah,
life
you go through life, man. You experience
It's,
different
it's interesting to experience different things. You know what I mean? You just like to explore.
I have
out there. It's fun. It's fun out there. So
I have a white friend who has. She's a happily married woman with a child, and her husband's white as well. But often she puts things on Twitter to kind of show her hand as far as. And I'll tell her, I said, "Hey, you might not be aware of this, but you're kind of showing." And she just laughs it off. She says, "Oh, my husband is well aware. He's well aware of
my proclivities."
I was like, "Friend, you might need to tighten that up.
Man.
You're not holding that as tight as you think you are."
Listen, man. It's
hey, man. Hey,
life is beautiful. That's all I can say.
Hey, man. Hey,
it's beautiful in so many ways.
I've been to that forbidden zone that you got your eyes on, and I tell you, it's a good place to be. I can't think of many places I'd rather be.
Oh man, so that's all
And Zach has no clue what we're talking about.
That's all I can say.
No, I'm trying to piece it out in my head right now.
Zach hasn't been in any waters ever in his life, so he's pretty neutral as far as that. He
true.
Never had
That's
much
true.
of an opinion. It's
true.
all the same to him.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It's but Zach, it is it's worth your time, buddy. The waters are good.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lovely place.
You might be a little nervous at first, but it's very much so. If you're doing it right.
Interesting.
Anyway, last night, the Braves knock out the Dodgers thanks to a 6-run sixth inning. Once again, Clayton Kershaw going to take the loss. I don't really think that Kershaw was quite. He wasn't terrible. Like sometimes his postseason record gets he gets ripped for postseason problems, and I, in this case, I think it's more about the fact that offense that went crazy in the previous game just didn't give him anything to start this game, and he's kind of hung out to dry a little bit, and then the Braves eventually break it open in the sixth inning, and that was that on that. So Kershaw not getting any help from his teammates there. Braves up 3-1, and Kershaw as Michael in the chat points out, Kershaw was 14-0 against the Braves, and Braves with Bryce Wilson pitching against him. I mean, the Braves. The thing I love about the Braves, man, is they just don't have any fear. They're a lot of young players who just have a lot of attitude, a lot of personality. They just don't really have any preconceived notions. They're taking this whole COVID shortened season and using it as an opportunity to just really jump up. I mean, everybody expected them to be good and on the move, but to just take a Dodgers team that's full of big time players, big time contracts, lots of money, lots of expectation, and they're just taking them to the woodshed. Other than that one inning, basically, in this series, I love their. They got stones, man. They get in there and led by Acuna and Freeman and these guys. They just don't. Austin Riley, local product, who's trying to break out of a little bit of his slump. That's good stuff, man. I think it's hard not to cheer for the Braves.
You pretty much got a young team that doesn't know what they're doing. Like they have no business of being in the playoffs, MLB playoffs, well, this deep in the playoffs. Like I can like just not too long ago with the Yankees, and when their core was like super young, and they had to battle through, I want to say the Twins in the wild card, and then they had to go to Cleveland and had beat Cleveland to get to the ALCS. So it's like when you get young teams that have been really good all season long, and they just go into the playoffs not knowing what type of expectations they supposed to have, you're gonna have these great performances by these young stars because there's no pressure on them to get to the World Series because not too long ago they were looked at as, oh well, this is a project, you gotta wait, you gotta see how these young players gonna mesh together, and when they have that one season where they mesh together, this type of run that they get on. So
yeah, and a lot has been spoken about the Braves and how well they've been doing, but probably more attention should be placed on how the Dodgers are disappointed. They had the best record. I know they had the best record in the National League. Not sure they had the best overall. But, they had the best record, period. And they're getting handled. They're getting handled by the Braves right now. So, shout out to the Braves for doing their thing. And hopefully they'll wrap it up tonight.
They have that opportunity, and I really think just the way that they've done this, and I don't know, it's been so weird. Like this season, only 60 games, then these wide open playoffs. It's been totally different. It's not a season like normal. So it kind of opens you up for a team like the Braves. You get hot and you're young, and you're kind of just. It's in a weird environment. They're playing in the Ranger Stadium out in Arlington. Like it's a weird neutral ground kind of thing. Like it's that's a perfect spot for a young team to just be like, screw it, let's go out there. They remind you a little bit of the Heat or of the Nuggets, making their run in the bubble. Like sometimes, in bubble situations or weird situations like that, stuff happens. You have young teams that take a leap, and it looks like they've taken a big leap here. On the other side, how about no one's going to like Carlos Correa. No one's going to like the Astros doing any of this. But he called his shot. Now, no word on whether he called it because he was looking at video of smuggled in video or some kind of other thing. But Carlos Correa did call his shot to Dusty Baker in the dugout. Said he's going to hit a home run, and said walk off, baby, and that's exactly what he did. Houston beats Tampa Bay 4-3. Astros trying to edge back. They were down 3-0, now 3-2. Rays starting to get a little bit nervous here. Just a little tight booty action happening here. Just be careful. Be careful with it. We don't need to see those blasted Astros back in the World Series. We don't need that. Come on, Rays.
Yeah, Astros been there plenty of times before. When those Chiefs get tight, hey, the lead starts slipping away sometimes.
Yep. I don't want to see that. I'm done with the Astros. Done with them.
Do you think that baseball I think baseball has done a good job of at least trying to make some type of subtle step towards gaining a better audience. And I hate that they're in a situation where it's fanless and those type of things, but extending the playoffs and getting more teams involved, I think that's a good step for baseball to try to get more eyes on their product. Because I'm not going to sit there and say I've been watching games, but I have paid more attention to it than I normally would.
I think baseball's done. They're doing okay. The fact is that across all sports, numbers are down all the way.
Right.
I mean, there was an interesting poll I was reading about from Marist this week about sports fans and why are they why they're down, and it really depends on the sport. It's a really interesting look. You need to go find it. I'll try to remember. Maybe I can tweet it out. About why certain sports are reacting the way they are, why other sports aren't, and to kind of put an end to the whole idea that like social justice messages are causing ratings declines. That's just not really the case, at least not from a basketball standpoint. In football and NASCAR, maybe because those sports, the fans that were polled indicated that they were much less receptive to it. But in the case of the NBA, for example, the same percentage of respondents said that they were more likely to watch because of the social justice than were less likely to watch. The only sport where it was an even number. Whereas in NASCAR, for example, 44% of respondents said that any social justice message would make them less likely to watch, whereas only 17% said that it would make them more likely to watch. So a major discrepancy there.
Right.
Whereas in basketball, it was exactly the same. So the theory would be that, however many people are turned off by social justice, a similar number of people are turned on by it with some sports. But in other sports, football and NASCAR most particularly, and baseball too, to a lesser extent, those numbers are not the same.
Right.
So it's a more complicated issue than people let on.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of different factors. I think the fact that the NBA is playing totally out of season, kind of affects what they're doing as well. Especially when you come down to the finals, people are used to watching what they watch when they watch it. And in the NBA, having their finals in the middle of having their playoffs in the middle of in the wrong season when football's cranking up and all those type of things, it calls for some weird situations. Games coming on in the middle of the afternoon sometimes. I think all those created strange factors. But hey, like you said the other day, it didn't if you're a fan of it, you're going to watch it regardless of what other people are doing. So it doesn't hurt the product. And yeah, it's not like the NBA is about to shut down. So they're fine.
Yeah.
So
everything is fine. Speaking of which, we got some big news coming from the NBA. We'll talk a little bit about it on the other side. Also, we're going to talk to Adam Kramer coming up top of the hour. College football with Kramer. 9 o'clock, we're going to talk to Kari Thompson. Plenty to get to here in the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Go get your Sports 56 mask while supplies last over at Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Back after this, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM.
If you owe back taxes, there's a lot you need to know, starting with rule number 1. Don't mess with the IRS. They are cracking down this year by sending out heart-stopping letters, actively garnishing paychecks, levying bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. That's all true, but it's also true there's a way out. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative, an important government program for tax debt assistance. It's one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered, so now's the time. You could qualify for tax relief that saves you thousands, even tens of thousands. Nobody knows this program like the award-winning experts at Optima Tax Relief. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and will fight to get you the best deal possible. Don't mess with the IRS. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-627-0188. 800-627-0188. 800-627-0188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey folks, I'm Jarrett Carter. My family recently purchased East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station, and we're excited to offer the best selection of Big Green Egg and Traeger grills. And then don't forget about our Benjamin Moore Paint Studio and the Garden Center for flowers. Save 60% with our new Duracell key fob replacement program. We have a master locksmith service as well as glass cutting and screen repair. The East Memphis Ace Hardware, located at Quince and White Station behind Three Little Pigs.
Farmers Insurance knows that there's a not-so-subtle difference between the sound of a car hitting your rear bumper and the sound of a clown car hitting your rear bumper.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Sorry about that.
We call that a three-ring fender bender, and we covered it. Talk to a farmer's agent.
They know a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
If you're a business owner, you don't need us to tell you that running a business is tough, but you might be making it harder on yourself than necessary. Don't let QuickBooks and spreadsheets slow you down anymore. It's time to upgrade to NetSuite. Stop paying for multiple systems that don't give you the information you need when you need it. Ditch the spreadsheets and the old software you've outgrown. Now is the time to upgrade to NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud business system. NetSuite gives you visibility and control over your financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. Everything you need all in one place, instantaneously. Whether you're doing $1 million or hundreds of millions in revenue, save time and money with NetSuite. Join the over 21,000 companies using NetSuite right now. Let NetSuite show you how they'll benefit your business with a free product tour at netsuite.com/am. Schedule your free product tour right now at netsuite.com/am. netsuite.com/am.
In today's world, a lot is going on, but one thing is always true. You need to take care of yourself. The skin clinics can help. Age, diet, genetics, and current events can conspire to make you look and feel much older than you are. It doesn't have to be that way. Call the skin clinics and let their expertly trained nurses, estheticians, and staff choose the treatment that best suits you and your pocket. There's so much you can do. Consider skin resurfacing and rejuvenation, lash extensions and specialty brows, injectables, medical grade chemical peels, laser hair reduction, waxing, facials, makeup applications, and even services just for men. The Skin Clinics has it all in a caring, safe environment, always observing current social distancing guidelines. Go to theskinclinic.com to find out more and call today for your appointment at 901-345-SKIN. That's 901-345-SKIN. Taking care of yourself is good for you and your loved ones. Come to the Skin Clinics, 1300 Wolf Park Drive in Germantown.
There's a new commissary in town in Collierville. Germantown Commissary
is doubling. Yeah, they're still going to have the old Germantown commissary by the tracks, but now there's a huge new Germantown commissary in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levy Road. It's huge, too. There's a drive-through. There's plenty of parking. No telephone pole to get in your way. A cool patio. It's right by the track, so the tradition continues. And this is a tradition that's been around forever. That commissary is famous for hickory-smoked, slow-cooked Memphis-style barbecue. They've got a private party room at the new one in Collierville. Self-catering still continues. Party packs for $5.95. Basically, the great ribs, the great pulled shoulder, the great deviled eggs. Everything is there in Collierville and Germantown now. So there is now a Germantown and Collierville style of barbecue. It's called Germantown Commissary.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Whenever dark is falling, you know the spirit of the party starts to come alive until the day is dawning. You can throw out all the blues and hit the city lights, 'cause there's music in the air and lots of loving everywhere. So give me the night, give me the night.
Yeah. Back with you. College football talk on your way at the top of the hour with Adam Kramer here in the Family Leisure Studios. Yesterday, very busy day in the NBA. Anthony Sane for a league that is in the off season already. Woo, a lot going on. Daryl Morey resigns. Apparently, this was not a decision necessarily that was wanted by Tillman Fertitta, the Rockets owner. They sort of mended their fences to some extent, but Daryl Morey wanted out and is going to get out, and he's going to get out with some good money. He used a one-year window that he had based on the transfer of ownership from Leslie Alexander to Tillman Fertitta to get out of a 5-year deal. He'd signed a 5-year extension last year and used a little opportunity to kind of get out of this thing and still get paid. And, he traded away all the picks, and then he's like,
all right, I'm out.
I'm out. Y'all take care of this. So the Rockets now without a coach and without a general manager and without a direction at this point. Word is Jeff Van Gundy's getting closer to being named coach. Apparently he is somewhat of a leader at this point, although John Lucas, Steven Silas are in the mix. And also condolences to the Rockets. They lost a longtime scout and apparently a really terrific dude, B.J. Johnson, yesterday passed away at an early age on a bicycle accident. So thoughts and prayers to his family, and tough time for the Rockets. But, yeah, Daryl Morey out. What say you, Anthony Sane?
Daryl Morey was a guy who at one time was a pretty hot name, a pretty big commodity. People were kind of calling him a basketball genius almost at times with some of the things that they were doing in Houston, the style of play they had. But just think it was just clear overkill over the last couple of years, some of the things they were trying to do. I think trying to have a team with no big man at all. I don't see the logic. I never understood the logic in that. I thought that it's something that would never work. And I think that James Harden is a great player. I think he's a guy that can be the best player on a championship team, but you have to build the right type of team around him, and you have to try to use him in different ways. And just setting up everything where he's going one-on-one all day long and, just scoring a ton of points off of isolation. I just think that it's just too much overkill in things that they did. They traded Chris Paul they traded away Chris Paul and got Russell Westbrook. Trade made no sense at all.
Well, and I think that was, by most accounts, that was a Tillman Fertitta kind of move. He really did not like Chris Paul's contract at all, which I get that, but he brought on one that was almost as bad,
right?
And in a terrible situation. So,
yeah,
apparently that wasn't Daryl's deal. I don't know. I know that I think. It's a difficult situation because there's some positive things certainly that Daryl Morey did. They got close that year when they missed 27 straight threes in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals. They could have beaten the Warriors. They had the Warriors on the ropes. They should have won. Yeah. They were ahead, up 3-2, and up at the half in Game 6 and 7, and still managed not to win. even dealing with injuries to Chris Paul at that point. But they're very close. They're very, very close, and so you got to kind of give him that. And he sort of changed a lot of things about the NBA in a way that kind of like Sam Hinkie did to some extent. Definitely did it counterintuitively sometimes. But I don't know. They hitched their wagon to James Harden, and I think we're seeing that Harden is a spectacular player, but there may be some limitations with regard to who you can play alongside of him and the style that you have to play when you have him and what he does in the postseason. Because they've had some pretty spectacular implosions in the postseason as well. So, how do you put somebody alongside James Harden and play? I don't know. I don't know what they do. The Rockets are in a bit of trouble. I mean, they are. You can see how they may have another year left or so, but they got PJ Tucker who wants an extension, and he's 36. Right. He's up there. Their money is a little bit tight. Their picks are spoken for a while. They could fall off pretty quickly, man.
Yeah.
Especially with the younger teams in the NBA, like the Grizzlies, Pelicans, et cetera, that are kind of pushing up. Mm-hmm. You could see a scenario where the Rockets, after the next year or two, end up in a hole for a while. I don't know. I think this offseason, I was just going to say this offseason might be the time that you start whispering around and just seeing what you might theoretically get for James Harden if you really wanted to be proactive on this thing.
Man, that'd be so
his
wild.
Trade value is never going to be. They're never going to. I mean, he's never going to get any higher. So I don't know. Something to think about there. Clippers got a new coach. We'll talk about that coming up as well. Tyronn Lue is going to be the Clippers coach right there. Good news on the NBA and the collective bargaining agreement front. We'll talk about all of that and more as we continue here. But and when we start hour number 2, we're going to talk to Adam Kramer, a good friend from Bleacher Report, about college football. That's next as you stick around here in the Family Leisure Studios. Pete and Sam with you, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roof Services. You've heard me talk about how we offer the best products, the best warranties, and the best services for years. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing should never be the only reason you hire a contractor, but in today's world, pricing is always a consideration. So we suggest you get 2 or 3 estimates for your roof replacement from a reputable, licensed, and insured company, and then give us a call. If we can't beat your best price for a comparable roof system by more than $100, we'll give you $100. It's that simple. We are so sure we can offer you the best price, beating all other qualified companies. We will hand you $100 if we can't, and thank you for the opportunity. So give us a call. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Make $100? Five-Ash Roof Services, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five-Ash Roof Services, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing is what we do. We're here for you.
If you owe back taxes, there's a lot you need to know, starting with rule number 1. Don't mess with the IRS. They are cracking down this year by sending out heart-stopping letters, actively garnishing paychecks, levying bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. That's all true, but it's also true there's a way out. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative, an important government program for tax debt assistance. It's one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered, so now's the time. You could qualify for tax relief that saves you thousands, even tens of thousands. Nobody knows this program like the award-winning experts at Optima Tax Relief. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and will fight to get you the best deal possible. Don't mess with the IRS. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-627-0188. 800-627-0188. 800-627-0188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Great news, sports fans. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse is now open for dine-in service. Make a reservation and enjoy a mouth-watering steak dinner. Or, if you prefer, take it curbside. In addition to their fantastic steaks, the Butcher Shop Steakhouse has a variety of entrees, including Canadian lobster tail, crab-stuffed shrimp, pan-seared red snapper, and fresh ground steak burger with portobello mushroom sauce. Planning to cook out? The Butcher Shop Steakhouse offers a great selection of fresh Angus beef, hand-cut steaks and burgers, lamb chops, Atlantic salmon, and more. Make your reservation for dine-in or pre-order for curbside pickup. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse, dine-in, curbside, and delivery. Plus, enjoy the sizzle of top-quality Butcher Shop steaks on your own grill. Call us at 757-4244 and visit our website, thebutchershop.com, for menus and more. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse, Walnut Grove and Germantown Parkway.
Good news. Southland Casino is now back open. That's right. The most spacious casino floor in the Mid-South is ready to welcome you back to the action with live blackjack, roulette, craps, and all your favorite slots. The action kicks off every day at 9 a.m. and rolls all the way till 5 o'clock the next morning. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and make the short drive to Southland. We're ready for you. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Are you looking for a dependable car at a fair price and guaranteed financing approval? Then you need to make your way to Collierville Auto Center, where one price shopping is the name of the game. Family owned and operated, Collierville Auto Center has been in the business for over 20 years and is proud to serve the people of this area. Collierville Auto Center is stocked with over 50 units, including cars, trucks, SUVs, and Highlines. Looking for a particular type of vehicle? Collierville Auto Center offers a locator service with 72-hour turnaround service. With over 30 years in the automotive industry, Scott Martin would be happy to show you how their affordable pricing and guaranteed financing can work for you. Come see Scott and his professional staff of Terry, Branson, Q for your car needs. Conveniently located at 651 West Poplar Avenue, Collierville Auto Center is situated where Highway 72 meets Poplar and Collierville. Please look them up on the web at ColliervilleAutoCenter.com. Call at 901-853-0240 or simply come and see them for an outstanding car buying experience. At Collierville Auto Center, they're here for you. We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, WPGFLP Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Sports 56 traffic.
Working a crash on Austin P Highway at Yale Road. Have a crash on New Horn Lake Road south of I-55. Crash on Lamar Avenue south of Barron Avenue. You have a right lane that is closed on I-40 eastbound to Mound City towards the way station. That's in Arkansas. That's I-40 westbound to Mound City towards the way station. And also a brand new accident on Trinity Road at Walnut Bend Road. And that's your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 is here, baby. It's a Funky Friday. Just live with you. A little quiver in your liver. Pete and Sane with you. Hard times, daddy. Wienermobile. Kabuki.
Shout out to you for living vicariously through a huge wiener that you saw driving down the street.
Yeah, man. It's nothing like it.
I wonder, does that type of marketing still work, period, or let
absolutely.
You think it does?
Absolutely. Come on, man.
I assume it does, too. So.
I went out and bought just tons and tons of Oscar Mayer wieners after I saw that.
Did you really?
Yesterday. No, I didn't. But I would have. I mean, if somebody offered me, yeah, sure. If somebody offered me a hot dog at that point, absolutely. Absolutely. You see a big mighty wiener like that driving through, and there's nothing like it. Nothing like it. Spectacular. So shout out to me for
yeah, man. Shout out to you, man.
Hey, man, it was you see the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, and it's I don't know. Like I said, I was like a little kid. I was like I was like you see like a one of your childhood thing. I always used to love that thing. The Wienermobile, man. It was a big deal. I mean, people were following it like it was like a flock of sheep coming behind it. They wanted to get by the Wienermobile. It's a Wienermobile, man. Come on.
Yeah, man. I'm with you, bro.
See that thing driving through. I'm telling you, the interior of that thing was nice. Also nice today, weather. Beautiful today. High in mid-60s, no problem. Looks beautiful at this point in time. We're in the Family Leisure Studios, of course. Shout out to John Boatman, who hit us up on the Facebook, said his daughter went back to the doctor. She's still cancer-free. She wanted to give a shout-out.
Great news.
Absolutely. Thumbs up. We applaud that and are thankful for that. So good news for you and your daughter. Spectacular. Now joining us, I don't know if he's ever seen the Wienermobile before. I don't know. But I do know he loves to grill meats. So that much I do know about him. So that is something I'm sure that he would interest him one way or the other. Our good friend Adam Kramer from Bleacher Report, who joins us now. Adam, you ever seen the Wienermobile?
Like in person? I have not.
Yeah.
I have not.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday in person.
That is pretty amazing. That would be a highlight, right?
Yeah.
Now, are there multiples or is there just one? Like, is this?
I have to assume there's multiples. I have to assume. I don't know. I have to assume there's multiples. I dare not believe that this was the only Wienermobile.
I guess.
In the
I
world.
guess over the course of time, multiple Wienermobiles had to have been. Produced.
Yeah, I think
still,
so, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, it's a life-changing experience. You can check out my Twitter feed and see my excited face when I saw it, and it's just a real. It was a real
kind of an uncomfortable question to ask when you're talking about the Wienermobile. But is it a big car? Like, is it a big? Like how? Is it going to hit gates or like what? What's the size of this thing?
It's a majestic wiener. It's big.
I wasn't trying to get in the mud. I was genuinely curious.
No. I'm not trying to get in the mud either. I'm saying it's a giant wiener driving through lots of people. There, I know if that's in the mud, then so be it. But it's a big old hunk of meat that's just slapping around and getting after it, and that's hey.
Now you're abusing it. Now you're just being aggressive.
You cannot beat that.
I was curious, like, if I'm going to do, like, park at the airport, right, and I have to go in the parking garage, is the wiener going to hit the top of the cement?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. The wiener would be, you would have trouble finding a tunnel that could adequately handle this wiener. I can tell you that.
Highlight of my day.
But it is big and majestic. Very round is the other thing. It's very round, and they hand out wiener whistles. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
They give you little wiener whistles that you can blow. So that's you can do with that as you please.
See, this year's not all bad for you. Not all bad. You got that.
No, it was majestic. I'm telling you. So big week for COVID. We talked about
awkward transition. Yes, big week for COVID. No way to go.
I don't know how else to put it. But yeah, man. We've got a couple of SEC games canceled, or at least postponed at this point. With not a lot of tears being shed for losing Mizzou, Vandy, but perhaps more so for the intriguing. Offensive struggle that would have been LSU, Florida, where that could have been any score. Who knows? With those two defenses out there, we won't see either one of those games this week. And then Nick Saban has got a little case of the COVID. Says he's doing okay, no problem, doing great, feeling good, hoping to coach. But it seems, based on what we've seen, that would be unlikely. And if not, then he can't have any contact during the game. And Steve Sarkisian is going to be on the field. We were asking this question yesterday, Adam, in your opinion, does that count if Kirby Smart and Georgia beat Alabama with Steve Sarkisian on the sidelines? Does that count as a win over Nick Saban?
It's kind of this is not meant to be a hot take. Yes, well, I don't know. Let me talk through this, and then maybe I'll have an answer. Like, if you're going to lose, if you lost Sark in this game, you could argue that right now that would probably be a more difficult loss. And that's not to say that Sark is obviously a better coach than Saban, but the way Alabama's going to win this game is through offense. And that ain't Saban's forte, right? Sark is the one that is grooming Mac Jones. Actually, Sark is doing a pretty unbelievable job and is going to get a job after this year. I mean, he almost got a job last year. I think his next opportunity is coming when you look at the way he's developed some of these guys. So I look at this situation, and the defense has got problems, and obviously losing Saban's a big deal, but like that offense has got to go, and you've got the guy there that's going to make it go. I mean, that's how you're going to beat Georgia, is make it really uncomfortable. And look, they had Saban last week, and the defense is historically awful. So I don't necessarily think this is as big of a deal. The part of it that is I would love to watch unfold is Saban watching this from his couch or wherever he watches it without being able to communicate. As a guy who
can we get the bed?
Yeah,
can we get the bed from Liberty? The Hugh Freeze bed. Can we get that going, please?
For a guy that loves control and puts his influence on it, like that it would be like prison for him, right? Like that's got to be like jail. So, but the part you're right. Like there is a chance he may coach. I guess he has to have 3 negative tests. I'm glad he's feeling well. By the way, I first heard that and you're like, oh God. But it sounds like, whatever reason he's good to go, which is great to hear. So it'll be interesting to see. But I really don't see this as a massive thing, man. Like Sark went through some things, right? But that dude can really coach. Like that is a really good coach and a really good offensive mind. And I don't necessarily think it's going to be some like really shocking, odd thing for him. I think this is a moment.
You're taking Bama here?
I am thinking Bama. Yeah, I am. I that defense is a disaster, and that Ole Miss game was so much fun, by the way. But Lane Kiffin, like that was everything in the cupboard. Everything in the cupboard at a tempo and pace that was unbelievable with really good offensive players. Georgia's got really good offensive players. But, as we talk about a walk-on quarterback playing well and this is a different beast. It's in Alabama. I know crowds are different than they used to be, but crowds are still crowds these days. We're seeing that. Still can have an impact. I think the Ole Miss, going to Ole Miss impacted Alabama. I think offensively Alabama is superb. This offensive team without Tua, without Waddle, without Ruggs, without Judy, looks like it has not skipped a beat, which is pretty unbelievable. I don't think Georgia can do what Ole Miss did offensively. They're going to score points. They're going to move the ball. Alabama's defense not going to fix or repair itself this week, probably this year. But I do think offensively Alabama is a pretty overwhelming thing, which is not something I necessarily expected to say this season.
Adam, I was watching a game a couple weekends ago, and I wanted your opinion on this. They were talking about schools that were having that had limited fans or no fans, and they also had pumped-in music as well, pumped-in crowd noise as well. And the controversy was that schools were creating sound that's nothing close to their actual game experience, and that being an unfair advantage on the road against certain teams. What is your opinion on those type of situations?
Man, it's 2020 and it's COVID. Let them pump in whatever they want, right? if you go to Syracuse and all of a sudden it sounds like Death Valley, it's 2020. Like, there reaches a certain point where, like, how are we going to monitor it? How are we going to control it? Like, yeah, it's a little unfair. It's a little weird, but, like, at the same point in that Syracuse game, like, one of those teams may be playing without, like, 11 starters or something, right? So it's, I think it's just a product of the year. I get why, this kind of, in a certain way, sort of naturally transitions to the whole Dan Mullen, who was visibly upset that A&M had as many people as they did, crowd-wise, because it impacted them in saying we want to fill the swamp with 90,000 fans. I know he kind of walked that back, sort of. I think it's the same thing, is that everybody in this sport is so desperate for a competitive advantage, and I could get why it would be bothersome, and yet, I don't know, I have no issue with it. Like, this is always, in my mind, the fact that we're even having a discussion about people being mad about fake crowd noise is great to me. So we just got to deal. They'll be fine. If that's the difference between you and winning as a coach, you're working about fake crowd noise, things are probably not going particularly well for you.
That's a good point.
Very quickly, shout out to Arkansas State last night.
Yeah.
Big win over Georgia State. That was an insane football game.
Fun game.
That game was on crack. That was just wild. And big shout out to Arkansas State for literally pulling out money on the sideline. I don't know if you saw this same, but we've seen turnover chains, we've seen turnover crowns, we've seen robes. These dudes just pulled out hundreds.
Yeah, I think
just
that needs to be
started. That's a different level right there.
Going to step in here today. You think that's going to happen again? That was great, by the way.
I thought I looked at first. I was looking. I'm like, is that fake? No, I'm pretty sure that's real. I'm like, I think those are real Benjamins there. I'm like, okay, all right.
Well, did the players take up a collection or something and decided to use that as a prop?
Yeah, it was wild.
That isn't that sweet of you to say that, Zach? Yeah, I think the players took up a collection. That's exactly what happened. That's certainly right. Good.
We need more of that, though. But I got a feeling.
Agreed.
I got a feeling like somebody's going to send an email to the NCAA, or you know what I mean? Like, hey, have you seen this? Yeah. And there may be a phone call, which is lame, by the way. Let them have fun.
Seriously, let them have fun. As of this point, we're still having Ole Miss, Arkansas. Two fun teams. Arkansas got screwed last week. Should have won. Ridiculous botch by the SEC officiating crew, and then the lame excuses. Pitiful, terrible. Arkansas fans, I'm with you. It was ridiculous. You guys should be 2-1 and riding high. Ole Miss, as you mentioned, Kramer, what a game effort they put up throughout everything, including a wonderfully executed, brilliant onside kick that almost worked. That might have changed things in that second half. It just was just a tiny fraction off, but it was right there. Ole Miss looking good. Arkansas looking good.
Yeah,
this is a weird one to call, but I'm really, this might be the game I'm most excited about just from a quality standpoint, because I think this thing's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we don't know truly the impact of the COVID on the Ole Miss stuff, and coaches can very without saying a lot, you don't know how many starters, or it sounds like it's a situation when they're saying, well, we can still play the game. That seems like it's going to be a factor. This is really one about emotion. Both have to kind of overcome a disappointment here, right? Both have to kind of overcome really kind of heartbreak of a different kind when it comes to football heartbreak. But I think Ole Miss puts that Alabama game really, since like the whole Hugh Freeze thing has become like a calendar staple game. I think Arkansas can really take advantage of that. You look at all the emotion and points and everything that went into that. I think Arkansas can really do that. I've watched Arkansas a little bit more closely now. Like even last week, that felt like a game that Arkansas was going to maybe get blown out in for a while, right? Down double digits. Coming off the game, the win that they did, it felt like a letdown. I bet against Arkansas last week. I mean, I thought that was a perfect letdown spot, and they dug in. Play calling is so much better. Playing is so much better. Talent looks to be there. Offense is fun. That team's good, man. They are. How good we'll kind of find out. But I actually like Arkansas in this game. I think this is a really tough one to come off of after that Bama game, man. Emotionally, I don't know how you can recover that quickly from that.
I don't know if the post-Bama thing still applies with Bama not being as physically dominant defensively as they have been in years past. I don't know if you still get that, but I think emotionally you're right. And
absolutely,
I'm taking Arkansas in the points in this one. What's going on with Mississippi State, Adam? Did Mike Lee? Can they score? Are they just gonna? Is that it? Are they going to score 0 points from here on out? No touchdowns, because that was about as bad a performance as I've ever seen. And taking away LSU, and we've seen that with Bo Pelini and that defense, pretty beleaguered. 44 on them might not have been the feather in your cap that we expected it to be. Having then gotten pretty comprehensively beaten by Arkansas and gotten somehow trounced by a Kentucky team that gained like 150 yards, and somehow they won that game 24-2. Are you sounding the alarm bells 3 weeks in at Starkville? Because this is pretty crazy.
Well, a couple things. To score 2 points, obviously not on offense, and throw the ball 60 times is incredible, actually. That is an achievement. You should be given a trophy for that, because that is really hard to do. So second, I like Mississippi State this week. Now, I say that with the full disclaimer of you should sound the alarm bells, but this is very, last week on this show, a little backpatting here, self-backpatting, I picked A&M, liked them to cover, liked them on the money line, right? A little bit of a different beast here. A&M had talent. Mississippi State's been off. This line stinks. This line absolutely stinks, and I think it's a good letdown spot Mississippi State to take advantage of. the full Mike Leach experience is not throwing for 10,000 yards in a game and then losing horribly the next 2 weeks. The full Mike Leach experience is throwing for 10, losing, and then pulling off some weirdo upset of a team that's much better than you. That's the full Mike Leach experience, right? I don't know what's happened the last couple of weeks. It's been really, really bad. I think it will get better this week. I think they've got a really good spot with A&M. And again, to me, I look at that point spread, and I think every square player that is going to be all over A&M after these last few weeks from Mississippi State, right? Everybody. I think Mississippi State covers, got a chance to upset.
How do you one of the games I think is absolutely, and it happens to be the one here, UCF at Memphis, a really, really difficult one to call.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is the most even game on the board. I think this it's UCF -3, which means I'm taking Memphis plus the 3 because I think it's an even game. But I say that not knowing, like, Memphis is one of the toughest teams to handicap because you've had opening game, a month off, then you play a game, then where they were awful for a half and then great. Just not quite great enough to close it out. Then they got another week off. Now they're back again. They play 2 games, and we're in the middle of October. Got a lot of talent, but how do you know how they're going to respond to this? They have lifted for your information, Adam. They have lifted some of the restrictions fan wise here locally, so there will be more fans in attendance than there were previously.
Okay,
that may have a little bit of a factor in the game. We shall see.
I haven't watched. Well, it is. This is a weird game. What I've watched of UCF this year has not been overwhelmingly impressive. What I do like in this game, by the way, is the over. That is the one thing I felt better about. You go back a couple years to that. The conference championship game was that where these guys put up like a bazillion. That was a fun
58, 55.
Yeah, that was
crazy.
Great. I like the over. I think both are going to score. I'm curious though in terms of just general efficiency what we get. I'd probably leave Memphis too. I just think this version of UCF just does not feel like the normal polished thing, and it's been an odd year for Memphis. So part of me just kind of wants to take a step back and see what happens, but that's not fun. I think you're going to get a lot of points here. The over had come down. I hadn't checked this morning, but it's come down
73.5 right now.
Yeah, I feel that's a lot of points, but I think they can do that. If both of these offenses can really, really run, and actually both of these offenses, even when they're not running, the quarterbacks can throw one to lead to a touchdown the other way. I mean, these are kind of volatile teams, fun teams, but volatile too in terms of producing points for themselves and maybe somebody else. So yeah, I like the total here. I'd lean Memphis, but this is a really tough game to figure, especially tough given what Memphis's year has looked like.
Am I wrong, Adam, in saying that this feels like for Tennessee a kind of a prove it week to some extent?
Yes.
Tennessee minus the 6, hosting Kentucky. Tennessee obviously coming off of the game against Georgia where they were up at the half, and I mean you could tell like watching the game that they were it was a little shaky. It wasn't perfect, but they were very much in the game, obviously. And then second half just got obliterated. Really bad quarterback play from Grantano, bad line play from a very vaunted offensive line that just got worked pretty hard by what I think has got to be the best defense in the SEC. That's not huge praise these days, but a very, very stout group nonetheless. And Tennessee kind of got a little comeuppance in the second half, a little introduction to the big leagues. Now they host Kentucky, who a good, interesting, feisty team at times, but this is one Tennessee needs to be winning if they're legit, if they're real, and they probably need to be winning it pretty comprehensively, Kramer. I think if Tennessee covers this one without too much difficulty, then I think you can kind of say, look, this is a for real. They're on their trajectory is moving in the right direction. Things are going well. If they come off and stub their toe and end up, barely winning or losing, then I think you can kind of say, well, maybe they haven't come as far as we thought.
Yeah, I don't want to overreact. Like, you know what that felt like? Like Alabama's defense fell into a point where like they just couldn't stop anybody. It was really bad. You fall into these really bad rhythms during football games that may tell a story that isn't always true, right? I don't think Tennessee is as bad as they looked. What happens, it sort of spirals out of control. The offensive line became like a swinging gate in the second half. Quarterback play wasn't good, but he didn't have a shot. And George is really good. So I think you're right. This is a prove it game. The one thing I'll say about Kentucky, they're just a game team. Win or lose, I feel like that's a really well coached team. It's a team that can kind of hang around. I'm fascinated with the quarterback play in this in particular because both QBs can be good in stretches and both can be obviously not so good. Consistency is an interesting question. I'm curious to see what kind of game plan Kentucky runs. Do they run it? Are they going to throw it a little bit more than maybe they did last week, which they've done a lot of? We don't expect Tennessee to be. This is not the year where they are a finished product, whatever that product looks like. Right. But this is a game that, on the trajectory that we think they're on, they do have to win, and they should win convincingly. It's kind of a squirrely spot though. So I like Tennessee. I don't think I'd bet this game because it does. I don't know, the point. Something about it just feels like this is going to be a close game. I do think Tennessee's going to win, but this is a really important spot for Jeremy Pruitt to continue the momentum. Georgia game is the Georgia game. That happens. That's a really good team and a crazy defense. This is a game you got to win.
There's a few other lines that I want to get to. A reminder too that some of these games have been postponed. Cincinnati, Tulsa postponed.
Yeah, that's a great game.
Baylor
sadly.
Postponed. Yeah, sad. We've had a few, and it's I don't know It's interesting that the Big Ten and Pac-12 are jumping in right in the middle of what appears to be a worsening coronavirus situation. So I don't know. We'll have to kind of keep an eye on that. That's starting here next week. We'll see those opening lines. Any other games that you like? There's one I will just kind of want to point out as a Liberty watcher. I think Liberty minus the 3 at Syracuse might be a nice spot here. That Liberty's a pretty decent team. Jerry Falwell Jr. Scandals aside, and then Hugh Freeze shenanigans aside, it's a pretty good looking team. I think that's a nice spot for them.
Really like Liberty in that spot. Weird line. It was at 3.5, 4, right? But I think that's a one that I actually targeted. I like Houston against BYU. That's a game that felt a little weird. Houston's had such a bizarre season.
Yeah, that's tonight,
right?
By the way, for folks.
Yeah, that is tonight. A good game. Really good Friday night game. Over 62.5. I think it's going to go over as well. It took a while for Houston to play. Actually, I think both games tonight could produce upset. Tulane plus 6.5 against SMU feels really good also. There's a couple of short lines. That line has really come down too, from like 9 to 6.5.
Well, I think Tulane, just for the record, I don't trends being what they are in the midst of a pandemic, but Tulane's 5-0 against the spread last 5 times as a home underdog, including 2 outright wins. So there you go.
Ooh, yeah, I'm just going off of like the eye, and that's a team that's really well coached. You mentioned probably my favorite game of the week that was called off, which was Tulsa Cincinnati. I really like Tulsa. I mean, I thought Tulsa plus 3.5 was incredibly live in that spot. It's a shame that we're not going to be able to do that. The game that I want nothing to do – actually, hold on. There's another one. The worst football game on the board that I like is East Carolina over Navy plus 2.5. It's a horrific football game. I'm not advocating anyone watching it. And then
I thought you were going to hit me with UMass at Georgia Southern. I was like, okay.
Well, no,
let's
I guess
just get stupid here.
Football game on the board is bad. And I always like to point out, right, the game that I absolutely want nothing to do with is Auburn, South Carolina. I can say, having watched Auburn closely these last few weeks, I have no idea what that team is. I know it's not a really good team. But I have no idea what that team is. I don't know what you make of that game. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to bet it. I don't want anything to do with it on any level. It's going to be ugly. Over totals like 51, right? It's a lowest number in college football. That's really low. So I will not have any partaking in that, but I'll have partaking in a lot of other things.
Well, you got to partake of Adam on the social media. Hit him up on Twitter at Kegs and Eggs. Great stuff, Adam. If you see the Wienermobile in your neighborhood, run, don't walk. Yeah. Go see it for yourself. Have a good one, buddy, and we'll talk soon next week when we have some potential Big Ten to
back.
discuss.
Yes.
How about that, baby? So we'll do that. Appreciate it, bud.
All right, guys. Take care.
Adam Kramer, he's the best, folks. At Kegs and Eggs. We'll come back. We'll talk more about it. What should be a busy weekend of college football. Get into that NBA news as well. Pete and Sam with you here on Sports 56 Mornings. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio. We are Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire-roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
Upgrade your commute at Acura of Memphis. Seize the thrill and test drive one of our award-winning models, each packed with cutting-edge technology, luxurious amenities, and a driving experience that's sure to awaken your inner self. Driving shouldn't be a chore, it should be an adventure. Advance your drive today, shop our aggressive lease and finance options now, luxury is waiting at Acura of Memphis, or shop online 24/7, visit AcuraofMemphis.com.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
It's back, the Carhartt Crazy Sale at Frontier Western Store in Olive Branch. Visit Frontier this month for huge markdowns on clearance Carhartt items. The latest fall line just launched, and Frontier is fully stocked. We've got jeans, shirts, bib overalls, jackets, coats, gloves, belts, boots, and more. And to make room for the new items, we've discounted a number of short sleeve plaids and t-shirts. Save up to 50%. All Carhartt jeans are now $5 off. This is the last jean sale of the year, so stock up now for yourself or someone else for the upcoming holidays. Christmas will be here before you know it, so you might as well save some cash now on what you know you'll need. All this month, we are including a buy one, get one half price sale on all novelty t-shirts by Simply Southern, Girly Girl, Live Oak, and more. It's the Carhartt Crazy Sale and more. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch. On the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Sports 56 traffic.
We still have an accident on Trinity Road at Walnut Bend Road. Also, we have a broken water main on Thousand Oaks east of Jaybird in DeSoto County. That's Thousand Oaks east of Jaybird in DeSoto County. And also, we have a vehicle that is on fire on I-240 westbound before Poplar Avenue. The fire department is on the scene there. There's I-240 westbound before Poplar Avenue. And that's your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
try to find the joy everlasting. I'm looking for your love, but you flash for shame. Woo! You don't want to mind.
Let's go. Family Leisure Studios. That's where you'll find me and Sane. I really like this. I really like this. Zach, good job.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Welcome back as we continue here. What a busy day it's already been here on the program, and well, I'll tell you what, it's a very, very busy time here. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on some of these games, Anthony Sane. I know you've got plenty. I do know what it is. I know what you've got going on right here. So we'll talk about that coming up here momentarily. Also, we'll talk a little bit more about what we saw in the NBA yesterday. A very busy day in the NBA. We'll talk NFL, including some more COVID issues this time for the Colts. We'll talk about all of that as we continue here. A reminder, too, we talked about the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Terrific stuff. Also, great news for those of you that are involved, and for those of you who haven't been involved, and come on aboard, jump in the FanDuel Sportsbook app. What are you waiting for? But Turner and FanDuel just announced an exciting multi-year partnership for NBA on TNT. Huge potential for this one as FanDuel has figured out how to merge sports betting and live sports on a national scale and push that basketball watching experience to the next level. And, if you watch the 2020 NBA playoffs, I saw FanDuel's involvement there. You see some FanDuel spots here. You see some FanDuel opportunities there. I love the way that they're innovating and kind of taking it and combining two wonderful things. Watching the game, but then also getting a little action on the game while you're watching, and you can kind of integrate it all together within the broadcast. It's a really, really cool deal for fans. It's awesome. And for everyone who's watching, it's just a great situation. So please, I shout them out, give them props, heads up, terrific stuff. They just announced it, so kudos to them. And of course, our friends at FanDuel Sportsbook. If you are not involved in the FanDuel Sportsbook app, what are you waiting for? Download the app right now. You can get a free $50 of value right out of the gate if you just use the promo code BIGHEAD. Boom, that's me, BIGHEAD. Make sure that you use that promo code BIGHEAD. It's going to make you feel real special. Maybe feel almost as good as me out there with that giant head to get a little money. And then you know what? If you're going to go ahead and when you verify your account, you get that value put into your account. And when you win, and I certainly hope that you will, that money will come right to you. You get your cash as little as 24 hours because FanDuel knows that's the right thing to do. Reminder, you have to be 21 and older or present in Tennessee. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789. That is the great folks at FanDuel. So, Anthony, saying, what say you about the Tigers and UCF this weekend?
I think Memphis is going to pull this game out. They really need to after the last loss they had. It was a close game. Of course, the last game they had is SMU. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, They really need to come out and get this one. I think that they're the better team. They don't have as long as a break as they had last time. And I think they just need to come out and take care of the business at home. Like you said, there's going to be more fans allowed than the last game. They got a little bump on that. So hopefully people will come out and check that out. I think Memphis is going to pull this game out. They're going to have to, man. They're going to have to get a little bit more creative with their offense and be able to put more points on the board. But I think Memphis is going to pull this one out.
Well, I think it's a big opportunity for Ryan Silverfield because this is it's
a crucial game.
There hasn't been all the COVID stuff has pretty much been out of the mix. Mm-hmm. The Tigers have been focused on this game. They have an opportunity, and you saw kind of what happened in that SMU game where they got off to such a bad start, but really came back and got themselves back into it, and certainly could have won that game.
Yeah.
Well, it's a chance now to take that and elevate it and make it bigger. As Adam Kramer talked about, I don't think UCF is what they used to be. They're not a juggernaut by any stretch of the imagination. It's an opportunity for Ryan Silverfield and the Tigers to make a big statement here, and I think they can do it. So it's nice to be able to talk about the game from a football standpoint and not from a COVID standpoint or anything else at this point. The game is quote unquote sold out. So what that means is 10,500 fans as opposed to 4,500 fans, which was the opener. So they've obviously been able to open that up a little bit, which is beneficial. And I think 10,000 fans, you can have some noise. I don't think it's going to be a massive home field advantage, but
they made noise with worse. With less
I don't know that Larry Porter ever got
Right.
10,500 fans in any game.
Yeah.
So that's a strong one right there. Yeah, I don't know, but in any event, it's going to be a fascinating one to see. Also, this weekend, as we mentioned, in the SEC, you have some really big matchups, none bigger than Alabama, Georgia, clearly. And you've said you don't think this would necessarily, if Nick Saban can't coach in this
we
game,
ain't doing no asterisk.
you're not putting any kind of an asterisk or anything like that on it. You're
Especially if Georgia
saying
just runs over them, man. Like, they putting no asterisk on nothing.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that they're going to run over them by any stretch of the imagination. I know Adam Kramer liked Bama in this game. I don't know, man. I think Georgia defense. It's hard for me to say that Bama's offense is so good, and Jalen Waddle is spectacular. Najee Harris is so much fun to watch, and they have Mac Jones has been throwing the ball dynamite. It is, but if they don't have Nick Saban on the sidelines, I think that's going to impact the game. Yeah, I know you don't want to put an asterisk by it, and I get that. But I do think it's going to impact the game, and I think it's crazy to think that it wouldn't. It's crazy to think that it wouldn't have some impact on the way that things go. Somebody else running the show, somebody else trying to make those calls, when to use the timeouts, when to use certain plays, when to do certain things, when to that's a big deal. And if Saban can't be in communication, and for those that don't know, if he can't coach on the sidelines because of the COVID situation, he has to have 3 negative tests in order to be cleared to be back on the sideline. 2 of them coming within 24 hours of the game. So he has to have 2 negative tests in the 24 hours leading up to the game. So that would start, I guess, tonight, and then moving on from there. If he gets 2, then I think he would be potentially cleared to be back out there based on the protocols that they've used. But if he can't be out there, if he can't be part of it, then they can't communicate. From 90 minutes before kickoff until after the game, he is not allowed to have any sort of communication with the team. And he was talking yesterday about how he felt like that was unfair. And I could see why he would think that, but I don't know how you legislate. I don't know how you would keep the lid on that. I don't know how you would keep that going, without him using unfair advantages that you could get by watching the game and by listening to other broadcasts and by hearing things that you can't hear on the sidelines. So I get the rule, and I think it makes perfect sense. But I think you're crazy if you don't think it affects Alabama in some way.
Yeah, I get all that, man, but I'm not gonna feel sorry for him.
No. I'm not saying feel sorry for him. I'm just saying you have to note it. You'd have to kind of put that in the certainly it would have to be part of your discussion about the game. If that were to happen, if Georgia wins, Alabama, especially if there's like some, let's say there's some coaching blunders, let's say there's some bad decisions, you'd have to take that into account. I mean, I'm not saying it would.
So
totally...
Saban can't make mistakes.
No. But I'm saying if Saban didn't get the chance to make those mistakes, if it was because he wasn't there, that would have to impact your assessment.
So what do we say if Alabama wins? We're saying that Sarkisian is even that much better of a coach? Did we give him bonus points for winning?
You'd have to give him credit. I mean, you have to give him some credit for it. I mean, I'm not saying you wouldn't give him.
Could it just be that Alabama's better?
Just like you wouldn't give him all the blame. It would depend. It would depend on how it went down.
Yeah, like I said yesterday, I think it all depends on how the game plays out. There could be those key moments where, like you said, blown play call or going for 2 when you should have went for 1, or onside kicks, those type of situations, or just bad play call in general. Sure, but I just think it depends on how the game goes. Because, like you said, if Alabama comes out and they play well, are we going to say that Alabama was just? We're just going to say Alabama was just better than Georgia. You know what I mean? It'll be something that won't even be a point of discussion. But I'm hoping those type of situations don't arise. So I just hope we see a good game between 2 Titans in the SEC.
Well, I'm going to go against the grain a little bit, and I think Georgia is going to disrupt that Alabama offense just a little bit. And I think I saw that defensive line is so good. And I'm not, and I think Mac Jones is certainly better than Jarrett Garantano. But when Garantano was under duress, he just started freaking out. And Mac Jones has had one or two throws last year when he got under a little bit of pressure. We just don't know. We don't know. We don't know what he's going to look like. And I think it's a possibility that he starts to get a little iffy in those situations. He's been so successful throwing the ball downfield, but he's also had a tremendous amount of time to throw the ball downfield. If that time doesn't happen, then he's going to have to go with a shorter passing game where he's been a little bit less effective. Now, I mean, yeah, that's relative. He's been effective pretty much doing anything at this point. But I think that's a little more of an issue for him throwing down into those coverages and as opposed to over the top with those super fast wide receivers that they've got. So yeah, I'm going to take Georgia in this game. I think that defense does enough to slow them down, not stop them, but slow them down. And I think Georgia offensively is going to be able to control the game against Bama's defense, and it's going to be a little lower scoring, but I think they're going to get it done. 24-21, Georgia.
Well, I'm always down for an upset. I'm always definitely down for an upset that comes with some controversy and a good asterisk. So you bring it on. Some good sports talk for Monday, sounds like.
There we go. We'll come back. We'll get into a couple of other issues that need to be addressed on the other side. Also, Penny Hardaway is talking to the media as we speak right now, and we'll glean what Penny has been saying about his team's open up camp and getting ready for the upcoming season. All that will we continue in the Family Leisure Studios. Real Sports Talk Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 Middays.
Lunchy munchy.
Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. You've heard me talk about how we offer the best products, the best warranties, and the best services for years. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing should never be the only reason you hire a contractor, but in today's world, pricing is always a consideration. So we suggest you get 2 or 3 estimates for your roof replacement from a reputable, licensed, and insured company, and then give us a call. If we can't beat your best price for a comparable roof system by more than $100, we'll give you $100. It's that simple. We are so sure we can offer you the best price, beating all other qualified companies, we will hand you $100 if we can't. And thank you for the opportunity. So give us a call. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Make $100? Fiveash Roof Services, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Fiveash Roof Services, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing is what we do. We're here for you.
You're scrambling around. You need a haircut. Where you gonna go? I got a place that has 15 locations. I've got a place where details matter. I've got a place that can be invigorating and relaxing at the same time. You know what it is. It's Supercuts. Every haircut ends with the signature hot towel finish. Every haircut matters. When you're getting ready, you go into Supercuts. The stylist will pay attention to every detail. So you get the haircut you want, and of course, you're going to finish with that signature hot towel. You walk out clean, sharp, and not just ready, but super ready. And you might want to ask that hairstylist about what the Tea Tree experience is. One part invigorating, one part relaxing. The Tea Tree experience is something you need to try. 15 locations. I mentioned that, didn't I? All you've got to do is go to supercuts.com. You'll find the one nearest to you. Get super ready at Supercuts.
Hey everybody, I'm out here at Olive Branch looking at all these new Silverados at All Star Chevrolet, and guess what? It's Trucktober, and nobody has more new Silverado trucks than right here at All Star Chevrolet, and I'm seeing them right now. Look at this. You can get the Trucktober thousands in cash off price, up to $5,000 in cash back. Holidays are coming. In fact, they're already here. All Star Chevy has all these new 2020 Chevy SUVs and trucks with cash back deals in the thousands. New 3-row Traverse, new Equinox, Impala, or Malibu, all all come with thousands in Chevy cash back for you. Remember, it's not Mount Moriah, not Covington Pike, not Collierville or South Haven. It's got to be Olive Branch, people. And the certified pre-owned lot is full. Impalas, Malibus, Tahoes, and Suburbans. And everyone at All-Star Chevy has one job, just one job, to make sure you have more fun, get the best deal, and in record time. So find new roads to All-Star Chevy on Kraft Goodman Road or online at allstarautogroup.com. Beat any dealer's ad price any day at All-Star Chevrolet. Best financing for everyone.
Hi, this is Jay Farner, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. We can help guide you to those right decisions now, when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so when you call 8338-ROCKET or visit us at rocketmortgage.com to start your refinance, you'll be well on your way to saving money every month. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.125%, APR 3.43%. Right now could be a great time for you to take some positive financial steps forward with a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage, which could give you the boost that you're looking for. In addition, we may be able to help you refinance with little or no out-of-pocket costs. At Rocket Mortgage, we're committed to every client, every time, no exceptions, no excuses, giving you the best mortgage experience. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Rates subject to change. Pay 2.875% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
I'm a big fan of Town Village, and there is always something to do year-round. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, theme dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park. Have you thought about the holidays yet? Our friends at Window Genie not only clean windows, gutters, and concrete, they also hang holiday lights. Window Genie has a Christmas light rental program that includes custom design, installation, maintenance, takedown, and storage for your home or office. The best part, they're offering 15% off if you book by November 1st. Spend more time with friends and family this year and less time on the ladder. Call today for a free estimate, 901-424-4100. Window Genie, 901-424-4100.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Hour number 2, almost in the books. We mentioned Daryl Morey resigning from the Rockets' general manager position. They are also without a head coach. Who knows what's going to happen with the Rockets? Ty Lue is going to be the head coach of the Clippers.
And he brought
Not a shock. 5-year deal, and he's got a pretty strong staff. Appears to be in the works as well. Do you think this is the right move for the Clippers, and do they win now?
Looking at it on the surface, I was kind of thinking, like, man, is it really much of a difference between Ty Lue and Doc Rivers? I mean, was it even worth Doc Rivers? Both guys are former players, of course. I believe that Ty Lue may be a bit more progressive as far as strategy is concerned with this team.
I think he's a better X's and O's coach.
Yeah, I think that Doc was fine. He's more of a player's coach, more of a motivator. I think Ty Lue is a player's coach as well. But as far as game plan and strategy, I think he'll do a better job of that, as well as being able to manage personalities. Of course, Ty Lue won in 2016 with the Cleveland Cavaliers, their first championship with the team that had LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love. Of course, they came back from that 3-1 deficit with the Golden State Warriors. So he's got that championship under his belt, and he's dealt with those personalities. Guys like LeBron James, but he's still gonna have to try to find some way to find leadership on the court. Their team lacks in that area because the guys who are the leaders of the team aren't the best players on the team. So that's a situation he's going to have to try to overcome with the chemistry and just the makeup of that team with the Clippers. But I think he'll do a good job. He's got Chauncey Billups with him as well. Nice setup he's got going on with the Clippers.
Yeah, I think Ty Lue is the natural pick there. I think it would have been. I mean, I guess I could have seen somebody else being picked, but it would have been hard to justify too many other people picked over Ty Lue, given his experience working with stars. What happened in Cleveland with LeBron, and I've read and talked to folks who know Ty Lue, read a lot of stuff about him. And I'm impressed with the dude. Like, I think he's more than just a guy that came in, to replace Platt and David Blatt in Cleveland. And, he got kind of a reputation as being like, the player's choice and all this. Now, he's way more than that. And his background comes from Moscow, Missouri, which is not a by no means a big place. Is a very kind of country guy in some respects in terms of how he treats people, and I think he's no nonsense. As a player's coach, it's a little bit unusual to find that combination, and he's also good at X's and O's. So I really like him. I think he's a good coach in this situation. I think he's going to get the most. Question is just going to be, is it the coaching? Because that's going to be up to Paul George. Right. I mean, Paul George is going to have to, and it doesn't. And I hate to say this, but it really doesn't even matter what he does in the regular season. It all comes down to the playoffs. It's all coming down to the playoffs for him. Like, they've set it up where he's going to average probably 24, 25 points, 7 rebounds, have a big regular season. But are you going to be able to perform when the lights are bright? Are you going to be able to perform when it really matters? And that's still very much up in the air.
Yep.
This version of Paul George, early Paul George, no problem. This Paul George, I don't know. So I don't think Tyronn Lue can do a whole lot about that. We shall see. Coming up, hour number 3, Kari Thompson's going to join us. We're going to talk a little preps, some interesting stuff in the preps world to get to. We'll also talk about what Penny Hardaway has had to say this morning and a whole lot more as we continue on a beautiful, if a little bit chilly, Friday. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1 and 98.5 FM.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Water damage to your home or business can be an absolute nightmare. And the faster you remove the standing water, the faster you can prevent secondary damage. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services specializes in water extraction. They have been a trusted name in the Mid-South for over 20 years. They are a Memphis-based company ready to serve your needs with their 24-hour emergency response. They are always on call and will respond within an hour. They work with most insurance companies and are the official restoration contractor of the Memphis Tigers home team. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services can't prevent disasters in your home and at your business, but their water damage team will certainly respond quickly to minimize and restore the damage. Call 901-452-0390. That's 901-452-0390 or online at landmarkco.org.
Have you been to Burlington lately? They have incredible deals on amazing brands and styles at up to 60% off other retailers' prices. No coupons or sales, just fabulous values every single day. It's a treasure hunt with new bargains always arriving and savings that'll surprise you. At Burlington, you get more for less. From seasonal style to cozying up your home, this is your one-stop shop for fall. Go to burlington.com to find your store. Burlington, love the deals.
Hey, we understand. With everything that's happening, with all the new regulations, maybe you're not ready to come and hang out at Sweetgrass to catch a ball game. We want you to, we really do. And we're open for you to do just that. But we're also offering the next best thing, the new Sweetgrass Tailgate Party Packs. Whether it's wings, house-made dips, sliders, or other Sweetgrass tasty treats, all you have to do is call us or go to sweetgrassmemphis.com to order just what you're dreaming of when you're dreaming of watching sports and enjoying some sweet, sweet Sweetgrass.
Good news. Southland Casino is now back open. That's right. The most spacious casino floor in the Mid-South is ready to welcome you back to the action with live blackjack, roulette, craps, and all your favorite slots. The action kicks off every day at 9 a.m. and rolls all the way till 5 o'clock the next morning. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and make the short drive to Southland. We're ready for you. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, WPGFLP Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Sports 56 traffic.
We have a broken water main on Thousand Oaks east of Jaybird in DeSoto County, and also a vehicle that was on fire on I-240 westbound before Poplar Avenue. And that's your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Everybody. Woo! Yeah. Hour number 3. We made it at the same final week of our final hour of the week.
We made it.
In the Family Leisure Studios, this hour brought to you by friends at Acura Memphis, online AcuraMemphis.com. I'm Peter Hussein. That's Similac Zach America's Soy Toy. Bringing the funk this morning. We're going to talk a little college hoops coming up because Penny Hardaway's been chatting with the folks here locally this morning. We'll talk about college football as well. And, of course, joining us, I should say, is our pal Kari Thompson, who joins us every time, around this time every single Friday to talk about this, that, and the other, including a big night of preps as well. Kari Thompson, good morning. How are you?
What's going on, Peter? How you doing? What's up, Shane?
My God, what's going on with you, man?
Man, life is good, man. Life is good. What's popping?
Man, trying to make it, brother.
Well, have you been out there? You've been out and about. Have you out there early voting yet? Or you hitting the streets? Are you registered here? Or are you still got all that stuff squared away? What's going on with you there?
I am registered. I have not early voted yet, though. But I've double and triple checked that I am registered and will be voting.
You gonna vote early, or are you gonna vote day of?
I mean, I have to look up. I don't even know. I've never heard of early voting before this year. Do you
never heard of early voting?
Well, do you just? No, this is a legit question.
Come on,
do you
even
just
I know
go to the
about early
polls?
voting, man.
You can go to any of the poll for early
Any
voting. You
poll.
can go to any poll for early voting. You can go anywhere, any of the locations. There's 20 some odd locations, I think. You can go anywhere you want, and you can early vote. But once you hit voting day, then you have to vote at your precinct.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I'm totally new to all this because in the past 4 years I've lived in Virginia, Pennsylvania, and now Tennessee. So I basically live somewhere else every year. Memphis is the longest stop I've been at in a long time. So, but yes, I will be voting.
All right, so I'm glad to hear that. Good for you. I like to hear that. Now, what's your plan for tonight? Where are you going to be tonight, and what are you going to be getting into?
So tonight is actually going to be a historic game, Peter. It's the first game for Pure Youth Athletic Alliance, and they are taking on Christian Brothers at CBHS. How familiar are you with the Pure story?
I mean, I've seen some of the things that you have written, but I don't know a whole lot about beyond that.
Well,
tell everybody
Pure, this needs to be like a movie one day. It's one of the most unique stories I've ever seen. So Melvin Cole is a guy who grew up in inner city Memphis, and basically his escape and his way out of poverty was being recruited by a young Urban Meyer to play football at Bowling Green. Melvin gets hurt. His college football career doesn't end the way that he wants it to end. So he gets in trouble. He gets locked up for trafficking cocaine, and he does 2 years in prison. While he's in prison, he makes a pact with God that if God got him out of the situation that he was in, he would come back to Memphis and start saving young black boys who looked like him. So he started a nonprofit organization called Pure Youth Athletic Alliance. It's an accredited homeschool program. And actually, since he has some kids living with him doing the program, it's technically a private boarding school in Whitehaven. And so Pure started off with just one kid. Melvin basically took a kid in and homeschooled him and fed him and, had him live with him. It was a real, just all-encompassing mentorship type of thing. The program grew to about 5 kids last year. And there was the whole eligibility issue with the TSSAA because they were all at Freedom Prep. Then they tried to go to Central, and TSSAA ruled them ineligible because Freedom Prep's zone as a charter school encompasses the entire city. So you can't go anywhere else in the city without having to sit out a year if you leave Freedom Prep. So they moved everybody over to West Memphis to play for a year. Now, this is where what happened Friday night comes in. The pandemic hits. STS can't play. And Melvin is seeing how disappointed the kids are. They all obviously want to play football. They've got college scholarships riding on this. He sees kids from across the city are very disappointed with the decision. So he decides, I have a school. Let's make a football team. So he ordered pads. He asked TSSAA what he needed to do to check all the boxes and dot the T's and dot the I's and cross the T's. And here we are. In less than a month, he has scheduled games, had tryouts, put together a football team from scratch in the middle of the pandemic. And they're ready to play Christian Brothers Friday night.
It's incredible, and as you talked about the story, I've been kind of keeping in looking at what it's all about, and the idea behind it is pretty is as you talked about his story, pretty amazing. But the idea to break a cycle of generational poverty, and to the extent that you can do that with young people, they have like the days are like packed. Like they wake up at 6:30, they're working out in the mornings, they're doing everything is like accounted for. Every moment of the day is accounted for, with school and activities and all kinds of stuff. Practices in the afternoons, then math after dinner. And then studying, and then lights out. Like it's this is like a pretty intense kind of deal.
It is, and it showed results. I mean, the number one player in my Dandy Dozen last year, Chris Morris, was a Pure kid. Chris was in the top 100 prospects in the country for the class of 2019 as a 4-star lineman. He now plays for Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M. And he's not the only major Pure football prospect. Kevin Carter, who's a junior, has pretty much offers from the entire SEC. I mean, he's a 6'3" quarterback. One of the most coveted quarterback prospects in the nation. And there's several kids on this Pure team tonight that have D1 offers, including Tevin's brother Terry, who's an offensive lineman who has some offers, and Caleb Almo, the kid who organized the protest. The other crazy link to this story is, remember we were talking about Caleb and how he organized the protest and it was all emotional and stuff like that? Like, literally, the protest was what inspired Melvin to make a football team. And now Caleb is living with Melvin at the school and doing the residential program full time. It's just crazy how this stuff comes full circle.
That is incredible. It's one of those not those effects you wouldn't know anything about, and certainly not at the time. But you look back and you're like, wow, like this has been a major difference maker potentially. That's pretty cool. So in terms of the game itself, I mean, it's hard to know what to expect, but obviously they've got some talent.
They do have some talent. It's not a big roster. It's between 30 to 35 kids. But it's all former Shelby County Schools players who didn't get a chance to play. So the thing that Melvin told me that I thought really stuck out was, he's like, man, when we take the field, it doesn't matter what the score is because we already won. The goal is to get these kids game film so that they don't get their spot taken, so they don't get their scholarships given away. And I think that's the bigger point in all of this, in that, people like to kind of dismiss sports, and, there's the whole argument saying that sports is not the only way, and no one's saying that sports is the only way out of poverty, but you can't dismiss the fact that sports provides major opportunities for kids, and for some kids, it really is a pathway out. And there are real-life consequences to decisions, and with Shelby County Schools unable to play and these kids unable to have game film, I mean, colleges are ruthless. Like, they will give your scholarship away. Like, they're not going to sit here and wait on a kid from Memphis just because his school system's deciding, not to play over safety reasons. And that's not to say SDS made a bad decision, because I don't actually disagree with their decision. But I'm just saying that the fallout from that is there are some kids who have potentially free college on the line that could be taken away if they don't get a chance to play and showcase their skills. So this is just one avenue that it's an option for kids to take. It's not for everybody, but it's just interesting that Melvin's providing the opportunity, especially given his story.
Do you think that something like a combine like that can actually draw real attention for these kids who aren't playing? Like, I've seen other people try similar things where they have these combines and not really knocking what they're doing, but the event itself, like the hype behind it, is actually bigger than the actual event turns out to be, as far as getting actual eyes on these players of schools and coaches who want to take a look at the players. Do you think it's going to be an actual success where you can get actual coaches that can get eyes on these kids and get them potential scholarship opportunities?
I think so. If you have the backing of a whole school district with 100,000 kids, and just all the different talent in the city, I think you're going to at least get coaches to look at it. But the problem is you're not going to be able to see the intangibles. You're only going to be able to see, and Tevin Carter did a really good job breaking this down. A combine shows your skill set, right? Combine shows how high you can jump, how fast you can run, those sorts of things. It doesn't show you if you can play a lick of football at all. Like, it doesn't show your heart. It doesn't show your determination. It literally just shows, oh, this kid is big and strong and fast. Doesn't actually show if you're a good football player. And so that's why these kids need film, because you can't evaluate just off of a combine and just off of measurables. Like, you need to see if a kid can actually read a defense, right, or if a kid's scared to hit or something like that, or if a kid is a psycho and wants to throw his helmet after every play. Like, those types of things you pick up on film. Like, you know, so that's the difference.
Well, you're going to be out there telling that story. Got some other games too that are pretty interesting. PJP 2, Pope John Paul 2 at MUS. As we talked about, the MUS season has been a little disappointing, up and down. It's not quite up to the norm. And Pope John Paul is really, really good. And you mentioned they've got a Wisconsin commit, Antoine Roberts, who looks very Wisconsin-y when he runs the ball. MUS has only got how many non-COVID wins do they have? Just the one, right?
2. They beat
2 non-COVID wins.
They beat Arlington, and who else did they beat? They beat someone else. I forget who it was.
I mean, they lost to Christian Brothers. I'm trying to remember. They lost Christian Brothers.
But you know who else lost to Christian Brothers? PJP2 did.
That's true. That's true.
Christian
Brothers is pretty good. Christian Brothers pretty good.
Christian Brothers actually blew them out. Like, Christian Brothers beat them 45-24. So I think MUS has a shot in this one. They just their defense needs to have a big game. They need to be able to contain Antoine Roberts, because their receivers are pretty good, man. Edwin Child's a good QB. I have confidence in their offense.
You like PJP tonight though against MUS, right?
Yes, I am taking PJP too. You know, and the other thing about MUS is they've had a lot of their schedule disrupted. I mean, it's not an excuse because everyone's this way, but they've had a lot of their schedule disrupted by COVID. Like, you know, we talk about them not having a lot of non-COVID wins, but they also have not had a lot of non-COVID games. Like, they've played like 4 games.
No, that's true. What about one of the other like, you look around at some of the records, it's just kind of hilarious to see, like, St. George's has played like 1 game, right?
Right.
And they're
the only
playing
undefeated
ECS.
team in the area, Peter. Last undefeated team standing. St. George's, the Griffins.
I think they should cancel tonight and just be like, you know what, we're gonna take our undefeated season. We're good.
Well,
we're taking it to the house. We're good. Undefeated.
I don't think they're beating ECS, so tonight will be the night to do it.
It's tough. It's tough to even know. We talked about with Memphis and UCF, for example, in the college game, with Memphis being off, excuse me, for like a month, and then having 2 weeks off and then coming back. I mean, St. George's hasn't played in a month. They've only played once. You got to go to ECS. ECS is really good. I don't know what to expect from those kids, but that's tough. That's a tough ask for the Griffins.
Yeah, it sure is. And, they're not the only ones that have played in a month. Christian Brothers hasn't played in a month. Like, Christian Brothers played all those games, and they had to quarantine, and then now, that's part of why they're playing pure, is because they need games. Like, they need to get ready for the playoffs. Like, believe it or not, guys, we're 2 weeks away from playoff high school football.
I don't even know. Like, it's just, how does that even, I don't know. It's been such a weird year, man. I can't even.
Now, here's the crazy thing about the playoffs, right? So the COVID win rules are different. Like, it's not a loss during the regular season if you have to forfeit due to COVID. But if you do have to quarantine during the playoffs, there's no time to make it up, so you're out. So that's going to be bananas. Like, how are you actually going to? I mean, you telling me no teams are going to get COVID during the playoffs? Like, the virus doesn't take a break. So you're definitely going to have teams bounce for no reason due to COVID during the playoffs.
Oh, I mean, I just don't. I don't know. It is so strange, Akari, and I mean, I can't help, like, I don't know that you can do asterisks in high school, but like, there's got to be asterisks all over all this stuff. Like, you don't have the SCS schools, you don't have schedules that make sense. You have major gaps in some teams playing 2 games. Some teams playing 8 games. Some teams not playing for a month. There's got to just be asterisks all over this stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you. People try to make that argument for the NBA bubble, but I'm like, bro, it's a bubble. Everyone's under the same conditions. But in high school, here in Memphis, everybody is clearly not in the same conditions.
No.
It's different everywhere you go.
You've got an entire, the SES schools are not playing. You have, like a
Which
group
is
like
35
Pure that
schools, by the way.
Yeah,
That's
35 schools are playing, like including some like state contenders aren't playing at all.
Whitehaven's not playing.
Right. Like how do you look at that as a normal kind of thing? And then you have this pure youth that's come out as a result of that. You have like teams, as we mentioned, that like a St. George's who has played 1 game, and we're like 2 weeks away from the playoffs. Then you have other teams like Munford who've played a whole bunch of games. You have Covington, who's a great story. I know our buddy John from Covington texted in and wants you to talk more about Covington and how great they are. So feel free to just expound upon them.
Well, man, Covington, they have a big game coming up against South Gibson. Their last game was a loss against Milan. Milan held them to 7 points, which was surprising. So they're tied up there at the top 3.
Milan's tough. I was up there last year with Germantown. It's a tough place to play. Tough squadron.
Yeah, agreed. But we're used to Covington winning those types of games, man. I mean, because they've just been such a powerhouse over the last couple of years. So, again, they might have to see Milan again in a couple of weeks in the playoffs. So, if you want to advance, you got to win, especially this time of the year. We're closing out the regular season.
Well, now that being said, how did you feel about the trade that was suggested? Anthony Sane, can you give the details of how the Grizzlies would end up getting Jason Tatum?
I saw that terrible trade.
Oh man,
y'all want to get Tatum here by any means necessary.
No, that it had nothing to do with Memphis, man. That was somebody from Bleacher Report to put that out.
Sane, did you write that?
No,
was that you?
I wasn't there. Any trade that involves the Grizzlies trading Jaren Jackson Jr. Anything that involves trading Jaren Jackson Jr., I ain't had nothing to do with it. That was Mark Terrell of the Associated Press, actually, who put that out there. Yeah, so.
In 5 years, who's going to be the better player, Jason Tatum or Jaren Jackson Jr.?
Tatum. Is this a question?
Anthony Sane. In 5 years, who's going to be the better player, Jaren Jackson Jr. or Jason Tatum?
It's hard not to say Tatum because you see Tatum doing his thing right now. He's already an alpha on one of the best teams in the East. So Jaren has a ton of potential, but that potential has to turn into something. We've seen Jaren's ahead of the curve too, man, but not to the level where Tatum is. But I mean, it's clearly Tatum, but Jaren could be scary. Jaren could flip a switch and turn to something we still haven't seen yet. So I mean, that's scary as well. But yeah, on that trade, it was Boston Celtics received Jaren Jackson Jr., Dillon Brooks, the Grizzlies' 2021 first-round pick, top 5 protected, 2024 first-round pick, top 4 protected via Golden State Warriors. And the Grizzlies received Jason Tatum, Enes Kanter, and Vincent Poirier. Yeah, that's the trade as submitted by Mark
vetoed. We don't want anything to do
trade
with
doesn't make any sense at all. I don't see how that makes any sense for anybody. Like I don't see how that makes sense at all. Why would Boston trade their best player for Jaren at this stage of his career? Like I don't get any of that actually. And no, we ain't giving away.
That's foolishness on all accounts. Yes, no one is trading either of those. Neither one of those teams has any desire to trade either of those players. Right. So that would be silliness to even.
Especially when Jason Tatum is going to come here as a free agent after he's leaves Boston anyway.
That's a good.
So why would we waste those assets when he's just going to come here, or he's going to force a trade, sometime, and then we can get him for pennies on the dollar. So why would we? Yeah, well, who does all that?
You're going to pull up and get some home cooking from the family, huh?
Yeah, Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway. He's going to make a few phone calls to the people he needs to make a phone call to. You know how it goes. Enjoy him while you can, man. Just spend as much time with him,
Oh, believe me, when they win the finals next year, we're going to have a good discussion.
Oh man!
One other thing I wanted to do before we say goodbye, Kari, is I want to check in with you about your Patriots. It looks like Cam Newton may be back He seems to have gotten through the COVID situation. But your Patriots,
Stephon Gilmore back too.
Yeah. That's another COVID dude. It's there's no Tom Brady, man. It looks different, feels different. It looks just kind of mediocre. Give me your take on your beloved Patriots, or do you even care anymore now that Brady's gone?
I mean, it's not the same, but it's not the same in a good way. Like, it's more fun. You know what I mean? Like, it's more fun watching Cam run the football than it is. I don't want to say it's more fun than winning, but it's nice to have like a change, like a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? Like, it's been fun. Mm-hmm. I've been watching, keeping up just to basically see Cam.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's different. It's very weird to see, and I think we're actually getting to the point where some of these veteran quarterbacks are starting to age out of it a little bit. I mean, I think Brady finally, at the age of 50, whatever he is starting to show it a little bit. Drew Brees is starting to show it a little bit. You're seeing a lot of older guys kind of getting into that point. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
As a Washington football fan, I would look for anything that would be fun to watch because nothing I watch is fun.
Yeah, I mean, this is you can't compare them to the young guys because we're actually having like a renaissance, like great young quarterbacks with Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. So it's like it's the changing of the guard. You know what I'm saying? Like Brady and them ain't gonna be great forever, and those dudes are doing stuff I've never seen before. Like Mahomes is just ridiculous. There's no question about it.
All right, Kari, be safe out there. It should be a very interesting story tonight. You can hear it, of course, right here on Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5. Eli Savoy will be on the call as Christian Brothers and Pure go at it. So should be good, and you enjoy yourself out there, my friend.
That's right. Y'all listen to the broadcast and then read me after. Let's go.
All right, fam. Take it easy.
There it is. That's right.
He
is Kari Thompson joining us from The Commercial Appeal @_Kari Thompson on the Twitter. As I mentioned, this hour brought to you by Acura Memphis. Online, AcuraMemphis.com. Go see the brand new TLX. It is there for you with spectacular lease and purchase rates for well-qualified buyers. You can get as low as 1.9% APR for well-qualified buyers. Lease rates under $400 per month for 36 months for well-qualified buyers in a absolutely top-notch, superb luxury sedan. It's an awful lot of fun to drive. Go take that test drive and find out for yourself. It is Acura Memphis. Online, AcuraMemphis.com. Go see them at 385 and Ridgeway. Back after this. Got some college basketball and some draft news as well to get to as we continue here. Jackfruit. Pete and Saying with you at Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com. If you owe back taxes, there's a lot you need to know, starting with rule number 1. Don't mess with the IRS. They are cracking down this year by sending out heart-stopping letters, actively garnishing paychecks, levying bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. That's all true, but it's also true there's a way out. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative, an important government program for tax debt assistance. It's one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered, so now's the time. You could qualify for tax relief that saves you thousands, even tens of thousands. Nobody knows this program like the award-winning experts at Optima Tax Relief. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and will fight to get you the best deal possible. Don't mess with the IRS. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-627-0188. 800-627-0188. 800-627-0188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Looking for some action on your favorite games? Action247.com is at your service. Action 24/7 free-to-play games are brought to you by Tennesseans for Tennesseans. Come play with us online at Action247.com. Our free-to-play games are fun and easy. Go to Action247.com and click Let's Play. And best of all, you can win cash prizes. That's right, cash prizes. Free to play online at Action247.com. You got action.
3 touchdowns in 2 weekends. Wow. Sheldon Rosengarten with Mark's Bensdorf Realtors doesn't let the fall football season slow him down. People often say, when you want the job done, call Sheldon. Recently, he was about to put a home on the market in Germantown, but sold it the day before. The following weekend, he listed 2 on Friday, and the one in East Memphis had 3 offers by Saturday night, and the other one in Cordoba had 4 offers by Sunday evening. Is the real estate market that good? It can be. There's no seasonal slowdown during football season when Sheldon is your quarterback. If you or someone you know is thinking of selling their home, before you draft a quarterback, make sure and have tryouts with 2 to 3, and let Sheldon run his pass pattern for you. You can reach Sheldon at 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com. Do it now. That's Sheldon Rosengarten at 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
In today's world, a lot is going on, but one thing is always true. You need to take care of yourself. The skin clinics can help. Age, diet, genetics, and current events can conspire to make you look and feel much older than you are. It doesn't have to be that way. Call the skin clinics and let their expertly trained nurses, estheticians, and staff choose the treatment that best suits you and your pocket. There's so much you can do. Consider skin resurfacing and rejuvenation, lash extensions and specialty brows, injectables, medical grade chemical peels, laser hair reduction, waxing, facials, makeup applications, and even services just for men. The Skin Clinics has it all in a caring, safe environment, always observing current social distancing guidelines. Go to theskinclinic.com to find out more and call today for your appointment at 901-345-SKIN. That's 901-345-SKIN. Taking care of yourself is good for you and your loved ones. Come to the Skin Clinics, 1300 Wolf Park Drive in Germantown.
Hi, this is Rob Brown. Join Pete Cordelli and me for Sidelines, Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. on Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1 FM. We'll cover the Memphis Tigers, the SEC, recruiting. Hey, if they keep score, we're covering it. Check us out on the website at sports56whbq.com and sidelines.live. Sidelines is brought to you by Duncan Williams Asset Management. Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. Get up and give us a call.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Yeah. Hour number 3 continues here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5. I'm Peter Sane. Sounds like Penny Hardaway's been talking a little bit, Sane.
Yeah, he's been talking a lot this morning. Can I share a Penny Hardaway story before we get started?
Absolutely.
Give me just a few minutes of your time.
I thought you might.
I went out to eat last night. I'm tired of giving these places free pubs. I'm not going to say where I was. But I'm a man about town, kind of like my friend Michael Butler Jr., who is the mayor of Memphis. He's also a man about town who can tell you about restaurants as well. But I was at a local establishment last night, and I'm sitting there, and I order my food. I look up, and I had to take a double take because the person I thought that I was looking at, I was like, nah, that can't be him. Then I thought about where I was. I said, yeah, he eats here. So, yeah. But Coach Penny Hardaway was there, and I'll be honest with you. I've been doing media either independently or for some publication or here on the radio for years now. I've covered Tiger basketball games. I've been to press conferences. Penny Hardaway never stops being Penny Hardaway to me, and I don't think at any point in my life or my career he ever will stop being Penny Hardaway to me. And I know him from other places because I used to work at a restaurant and Penny used to come in there and eat, so I thought he might know me from there, and I know he might know me from going to because I've been probably more Tiger press conferences than I have been to actual Tiger games, and yes, I didn't speak to him. I wasn't gonna be that guy at all. But like I said, he's still freaking Penny Hardaway. So he gets up and he leaves and he comes to my table. He says, "Hey man, what's going on?" And he offers me a fist bump. Like, "Oh, coach, hey, what's up?" So I fist bump him. Blew me away, man. Blew me away. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for it at all. I was like, "Oh crap, man! Like Penny actually knows who I am." Because I was.
He said, "I enjoy the show. I like what you're doing on the show."
I don't even know if he's even seen this. I don't know if he's seen it, listens. I don't know, but like it blew me away, bro. Because I was like, I was like, man, should I speak to him? Like, since I am a media member, should I speak to him or should I not speak to him? You know, should I leave him alone? Should I let him? I was like, I wasn't gonna say. I made a decision. I wasn't gonna say nothing to him. I didn't want to make eye contact with him. But when he left, he spoke to me, and I was like, yeah, man. Penny Hardaway.
You don't want to make eye contact.
Like I don't want to make him feel nervous. Like he can't have a regular conversation. Like I might be going on Twitter. Like, oh, Penny Hardaway is eating some greens. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
first of all, you would do that. So right out of the gate, you're the you would do that.
No,
you do that.
I wouldn't put that out there at all. Like if you know what I'm saying. Like if I don't want him to feel.
It is awkward when you run into people that you cover or that you.
And they're thinking they gotta change.
You just
their
don't.
whole thing.
It's a little in a non. It's like when you run to your teachers outside of school and stuff. Like it's.
They're gonna give you some
have a
homework
certain environment that you're used to, and it's just weird.
Yeah.
And I didn't want him to think he couldn't do him, so I was hoping he didn't even see me. But yeah, so he left, hollered at me.
Yeah, so it is weird, but I don't know. You shouldn't just say nothing. Like, I mean, come on.
I wouldn't go talk to him. Is what I'm saying. I don't want him to be thinking he's got to be Coach Penny Hardaway just because immediately.
No, I know, but you decided like I remember me and my wife were walking at Shelby Farms and at that restaurant. We were walking by that restaurant. We just eaten at that restaurant that was out. I don't know what it's called now or what it is now, but it used to be that restaurant overlooking the lake. And we were taking like a walk and walked through and J.B. Bickerstaff was there with his wife and like some assistants and their wives. It was like kind of a thing that they had arrived when we had already left. So we walked back, and it was weird because like I kind of give like a nod and like, hey, what's up? Like I don't really I'm with you. Like I don't want to make it a thing.
Yeah.
Like, you're just kind of like, but he like waved me over and he made it less awkward to do that. And it's like you gotta personalize these conversations. You can't just be like a robot. You can't be like, we can't interact with each other outside. Like these are just nice people. Like very nice guy. Like had nice conversation. Like I know it's Penny, but like
I ain't want him feeling like he had to have any type of conversation with me at all. Like you don't.
It's not like you have like you give him the opportunity. I said like I waved. He said come over here. He did one of these like wave like he waved me over. Mm-hmm. I walked over. I wasn't
sure if Penny even knew who I was. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to be speaking, and he's like, "Why is this?" I mean, here's a fan. Like, no, bro, ain't no fan.
Another one.
Another fan. Like, no, it ain't that. You know what I mean? So I just left it alone, bro. I'm not Peter Edmondson. So I couldn't. I'm not Mark.
I wouldn't assume. I don't think Penny has any idea who I am.
I couldn't be like Penny. Can I talk to you about James Wiseman? No, I couldn't pull that Giannotto weight if I seen him. You know what I mean? So.
Oh man. I hope Giannotto takes that in the spirit in which it is offered.
Oh yeah, he know the business. Yeah, he know the business. But yeah, I had to just keep it G with him. I didn't even speak. When he walked to me like, yeah, man, I'm important. I'm Anthony Zane, damn it. So yeah, at that point, yeah, I felt pretty good about myself.
That's good, man.
Did he say, "Hey, Anthony Zane," or did he just like, "Hey, man, what's up"?
He probably just remembered me from the restaurant I worked at. It probably got nothing to do with sports.
It's like he seemed like a regular.
I think this guy,
he's like,
he probably thought I was off today. He probably thought I worked at the restaurant he was at. Thought I was off.
He's like, "Hey man, why don't you give me some of those wings back there?"
Yeah, I'm actually off today. Don't even know me for nothing got to do with sports.
He's like, yeah, man, I got a guy working at this restaurant. He get us some wings, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, he gives us some wings.
I think he's off today. I don't know if I should ask him for that. He probably had the same words I had. I want a refill, man. I want to get my guy get it for me.
He's like, hey man, what's up, my guy? You're like, hey, how's it going, Penny? He's like, hey, can you fill this up for me, man? I need to get a refill. Oh, okay. I think you got me mistaken, Coach.
Oh man, that would have been terrible.
Do you call him Coach or do you call him Penny?
I call him Coach. Yeah.
Or do you call him Anthony?
No, I've never called him. I never called him Anthony in my life. Penny's a man, though, man. Like I turned into middle school Anthony the same. Every time I see Penny Hardaway, I turn back into middle school Anthony the same. Every time. Like he'll never stop being Penny Hardaway. I don't care. Like I'll
Do
never.
you think that affects your ability to cover him?
Yes, it does, but I don't
care.
It does. Of course it does. I don't care. He'll never stop being Penny Hardaway. I'm sorry.
No, I understand what saying is or what saying is.
You don't because there's no equivalent for your generation.
Yes,
There's not.
Like I met Penny Hardaway when I was young.
No,
like I mean, he
he
wasn't like the big star that I didn't know growing up to a lot of people. But
no comparison.
It's like if you met the tomato from VeggieTales. Like, what would it be
Right,
like?
exactly.
Like the same thing. Like you could.
Listen, like all due respect to Bob, but that's not the guy I want to talk to.
There's no.
What's the tomato's name, by the way? What's the tomato's name?
Bob.
Bob the tomato. So if you met Bob the tomato, you would just freak out. Like,
No.
you'd have no way of doing any of this. You'd flip out.
No.
The only thing that'd be close to Zach is if there possibly you might be one of these kids too. If there were kids who like grew up on Grit and Grind Grizzlies, like Zach Randolph might be. No, Zach Randolph still wasn't as big as Penny is in Memphis.
No.
Like Ja could be. Like if you're a kid who like Gabe or somebody. If Gabe grew up on John Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. and they grew up to be those dudes like Jordan and Pippen, like that could be the only comparison.
Well, how about this? My comparison of that is probably like till this day, like Derrick Rose is like it's like Derrick Rose put me back into that high school, middle school age again. That team was ridiculously talented. And like I still remember meeting like most of the team on campus when it was like leaving a practice facility.
Yeah, actually, I can get with you on that. That could be, but man, like Penny ain't gonna never stop being Penny to me, bro. I mean, I could be the man in Memphis media, and I still would look at Penny like we ain't nowhere near the same level. Like,
but the thing about it, because I can connect with you for a second with Penny because I actually met him when I was a kid because we used to play the video games with Penny in the game. And so I'm like, it was at a Piccadilly when I met Penny Hardaway. Right. And so my dad was like, he's like, hey, come on over here. And he introduced us to Penny Hardaway and we was like, wait, what? Like I just kind of like had like a stare like, wait, this is actually Penny Hardaway? And he just kind of got a smile like, you know. And all that.
But at one time, Penny was the undoubted king of. He still is.
He still is.
He's still the king of Memphis.
He's still the king of Memphis basketball. Like, period. Like the Don, the Godfather of Memphis basketball. Still. So, yeah, man. Shout out to Penny Hardaway, man, and shout out to Tiger basketball. But yeah, he had a press conference today. That one I talked about that a little longer than I wanted to. Had a press conference today. A lot of local media members were there in attendance. I didn't get an email about this, man. I might have to go and say I didn't get nothing from this. Did you got something from this? Not like I could have went, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't think I did actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't get nothing. But yeah, shout out to the people who were there who got some quotes from him.
Sounds like somebody's getting muzzled.
Yeah, man. I feel like I'm muzzled over here, man. Some of the things he talked about, a potential game between Memphis and UT. Jason Munns reported that that's going to be on hold until 2021.
Your friend Jason Munns.
Yeah, my good friend Jason Munns, the Lord of the Aux Corps. Casey Carlson put out that Penny Hardaway building the 2021 number 3 recruiting class at Memphis, digging deep into the recruits to build relationships. Bottom line, they want to play in the NBA, and we've all done it. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think this is. I don't know. I'm of the opinion at this point, based on what we're seeing with the COVID situation and all that, that everything's kind of on hold for me with college basketball. Like I know we're making all these elaborate plans.
Yeah,
I need to see it. I I got to see some things happen here. We're having a tough enough time with football and doing all that, and then that's a similar. Like for example, the CDC just released a study yesterday about contact tracing they did on an ice hockey game, a junior ice hockey game, where 14 of the 22 players got infected in an indoor space playing hockey. With one of the players had COVID and managed to spread it to 14 of the 22 that played in that one game in an indoor atmosphere similar to basketball. So that's my concern is when we start to get forward, unless we have a breakthrough in terms of vaccines and all that. I'm skeptical that we're going to be able to get this season going.
Well, of course you are, Peter. That's not what we're here to talk about. I'm not here to talk about it today.
Okay.
I'm here to celebrate the opportunity and the chance.
Is DeAndre Williams going to play?
I wasn't there. I didn't ask that question. And you know that people aren't going to ask real questions pretty much in these type of environments. So this is kind of like the pep
What do you
rally.
think?
I don't know. It just seems super weird that dude hadn't been approved yet. And then I think I heard somewhere that Isaiah Stokes isn't with the team, or like nobody knows his status either. I was like, man, what in the world is going on? Like that all seems super strange to me. Also, Danielle Lerner of the Daily Memphian says that Penny Hardaway says he's been moving slower on the assistant coaching hire. Of course, he's one assistant down with Mike Miller being gone, in part because of the financial hardships around the country at Memphis, and in part because he wants to get the right guy. Sounds like he intends to fill the spot, but it isn't a priority right now. I don't think that's going to happen this season. I've never seen an assistant coach be hired in the middle of the season. So I'd assume that they're not going to hire one at all.
You could certainly hire one from outside of the business. Somebody that's not at a school, or somebody from a prep school, or from some they've done things like that before. So you could see that, but I don't think anyone's moving schools at this point. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't understand why Penny didn't just say, "Nah, we're probably going to roll with what we got and look at that again in the offseason." But Clayton Collier, our good friend Clayton Collier. Show us your face, Clayton. Clayton says that Penny Hardaway says some of their high major non-conference games, specifically the Alabama and Tennessee games, could be pushed to 2021-22. Jason Munn said the same. Yeah. He said
see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Penny also said that coaches will be wearing masks and players don't. They will start testing 3 times a week. Call it tedious but necessary. And that's pretty much
tedious and necessary. Yes, that's kind of how it is right about now. We'll come back and wrap things up here with a little bit of news from the draft, the NBA draft. Also a preview of this weekend in a big football weekend to come. Of course, midday's coming up next. Lots of good stuff happening, but we got one segment to go here as we continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5.
Same great shows.
We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays.
What's up? It's Sports 56 Happy Hour.
A new spot on the FM dial. Check out Sports 56 on our new FM home at 98.5.
O'Reilly. It's Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. That means you can get up to a $25 gift card after mail-in rebate with the purchase of your Superstart battery. Return power, performance, and reliability to your car, truck, motorcycle, and more with Superstart batteries. Only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Ben Swinger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 125 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Ben Swinger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. 2 Memphis locations, one in Midtown
on Hollywood Street across from the Liberty Bowl,
and one in Cordova
off Germantown Parkway next to the Fox and Hound.
Visit their website, benswingerglass.com. Ben Swinger Glass.
For the ones working tirelessly to keep their coworkers safe. For the ones rising to new challenges. For the ones rebuilding stronger than before. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Free access to product specialists, safety recovery guides, and 24/7 support. It's part of our commitment to help you adapt and recover in these challenging times. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Tiger fans, this is John Stacy of the Wolf Chase Honda Blue and Gray Show. You can hear Drew Barrett and I talk Tigers with Tigers every Sunday night at 5 right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7. You never know which Tigers great we'll have in the studio with us either. We'll get them to call in, too. We are your go-to show for Memphis Tigers football. That's the Wolf Chase Honda Blue and Gray Show right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage, factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you're treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
She's about to roll with me tonight. Check it out now. I hit the spot at 12 o'clock. I see this girl.
Wrapping it up here with Evolution Studios. Being Sane with you. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5 FM. And it is Funky Friday, and you can hear it. You can hear it, you can feel it. The people love it. You can't get enough of it, as a matter of fact. That's what my understanding of the situation. So this weekend, Sane, give me your rundown real fast. We've got Georgia, Alabama. Who you got?
Georgia. The upset.
Ooh. Okay, I'm with you. Tennessee, Kentucky.
Tennessee, easy.
Okay, I agree with you there. Ole Miss, Arkansas.
Ole Miss should win that game. They got the little emotional drop off from last week, but it's got some slippage possibilities. But I think Ole Miss will pull it out.
I'm calling them Hogs. What about Tigers and UCF?
Memphis. We talked about that earlier. Memphis is gonna bounce back. This ain't the same UCF teams from the past, man. I think we're gonna take care of it.
All right. Memphis.
Nothing but Memphis.
Big weekend, and as we mentioned, the Liberty Bowl sold out, which doesn't mean what it used to mean, obviously, but that's
sold out 10,000.
500 fans, as a matter of fact, are going to be out there.
Hoping everybody's safe, masked up, and all those type of things.
Yeah, everybody do
your part.
Act right, be responsible. In all of that, there's some I guess I won't say changes or anything like that, but just interesting little notes I want to pass along as we are about a month out from the NBA draft. It is November 18th for those that don't know, so we're about a month out. That's fascinating to see, and apparently the word is that James Wiseman continues to be, if not locked into the Warriors at 2, kind of thought to be the Warriors at 2. But there's a lot of discussion about the number 1 pick being traded. And at this point in time, saying, if you're Minnesota, would you, with this group and like a LaMelo Ball or something like that being in the mix, would you not want to move that pick if you can?
You mean if I'm the Warriors?
Yeah, I mean I'm talking about if you're Minnesota, like the Warriors at 2. I mean, the Warriors have a lot of different things.
I think Minnesota.
I'm talking about the number 1 pick, though.
If Wiseman falls to the Warriors, I think that's a good fit for them, a player that could build around for the future or use as an asset in the future. But for Minnesota, man, like I'm not a fan of James Edwards really at all. And LaMelo Ball, I was kind of on him
Anthony
at one
Edwards?
time. What did I say? James Edwards?
You said James Edwards.
Who is James Edwards?
Former Piston great James Edwards.
Definitely not.
You're not a fan of him, and I'm sure that will hurt his heart to have been drive-by and hit today. Anthony Edwards, I think.
I'm not a fan of my namesake, Anthony Edwards, who I think Well, I think it's like they got rid of Wiggins just to take Wiggins all over again. So I'm not a fan of them doing that with them. LaMelo Ball is almost like he's the Black Ricky Rubio, so I'm not really sure how that works out there either. As far as Minnesota, they got two been there, done there guys that they have to choose from. Yeah, I definitely try to trade down if I were one of those two teams.
Yeah, I think there's a few
trade
guys
away altogether.
I don't know, man. I don't. I think they would trade down. I don't think they trade away altogether, but I do think there's going to be some significant rumors coming up with that pick because I just don't think there's a go-to number one guy in this draft. And I think in that situation, especially if you're Minnesota, you could probably trade back and still get. And I'll
close
just say,
to draft days, I'm telling what you might see as far as trades or whatever when that pick is concerned.
I'm going to go ahead and lock it in now and tell you guys. I'll give you a few guys, but Tyrese Maxey. That's who I think is going to be a legit, not number one pick.
Yeah, good.
But I think he's going to be a sleeper type guy. Like I think he's based on what we've seen with Kentucky guys.
That's what they do,
and it's what they do. And he's got. If he could shoot it, he's man. There's a lot to like about him. We'll talk more about that over the next month or so.
I definitely have a guy too. So.
Oh, okay. Zach. All right. Well, I can't wait to hear from you about that guy. Coming up next, of course, it is middays, man. What a huge weekend we've got. Baseball playoffs heating up. You've got college football. You've got NFL. You've got high school football tonight on the Flamia stations. Listen to Eli Savoy on the calls. That's CBHS against Pure coming up. So it's just a really super busy weekend. Everybody be safe out there. We'll talk to you on Monday.